Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV, and welcome back to season 14 of Simability V8ESC. That's right, you heard me correct, season 14. I'm Clyde Whiting, and I will be your main commentator tonight, but sharing the booth with me, as usual for V8 nights, it's Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
So good to be back, Pete. Hell of a track to start off a season here at Belle. But it's going to be good. It's always good. We love the V8s. We love the drivers in the V8s, and they always put on a show for us.
They always do, without exception. I think starting off at a challenging track like Belle is a bit torturous, but tough. We are following some of the officials along the way, or as many as we can, at least, as I understand it. We've got a few new drivers who've got the baptism of fire here at Belle, and yeah, it's great to be back in the most successful European time-slotted V8 league that we at least know of, Clyde.
Well, let's rein it in a little bit. Best V8 league in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, for anybody that hasn't seen this before, V8's absolute beast of a car, can be very, very difficult to control. Has got all the power you've ever wanted and very little downforce as well. So these cars are a handful. The league itself, we run 19 rounds in a season. We're almost every 2 weeks. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that because we do work around the official iRacing special events. Most of our race nights are a sprint and feature double header. That's a 30-minute sprint race with no pit stop, and then a 1 hour feature race where the fuel is limited, and unless you are very, very good at conserving fuel, you will have to take a pit stop. There are also 3 2-hour endurance rounds within the season. First one coming up at round 5. Apart from that, the rules are fairly simple. Where you finish is where you score points. You also lose points every time you get an incident for an off-track or a collision. Race 2, we do have a reverse grid, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. I can't even remember if I've set it up, to be honest. It's been that long. But the racing is usually fast, frenetic, and we do have the occasional coming together of cars, but all the drivers in the league are absolutely fantastic, and if you like what you're seeing, get yourself signed up. Like I say, it's not an easy car to drive, but there are some very, very good drivers on this grid, Pete, and they're all willing to help you out.
Yeah, they really are. The community is one of the things that makes this league as good as it is. And yeah, it's just a fantastic group of people. It's good that we're attracting some new ones, new faces in. We'll talk about them as we go through. I'm going to just run a lap here, if I can do fast enough. We'll go on board with Vincent. So where are we? Are we approaching turn? Where are we? Oh, we're just coming into the complex at the moment. So yeah, so we've got Stacey Boyd, we've got Jonathan Cole, we've got Bram Dubois, Lane O'Connor, he's new, right? Not. And Shubham Vasekar, I don't know how you say it, but that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, could be right.
Yeah, we might have
to... Could be Vasekar?
Yeah, it could be anything. We're going to have to try and get him in an interview in order to know how to say that one. So going over the stripe into turn 1 here, it's a very controlled turn 1 and turn 2. However, you can run it easily out. If you get the curb on the left, you'll hit the wall on the right. That's how that works. fire it down here, full beans, a lovely long straight for drafting, into a very, very tight turn 3. You will see a pile up here in lots of races. And then you got a short run to this right-hander, it's 90 degrees. A short run down to this left-hander, it's 90 degrees. Lots of overtaking opportunities into those corners we've seen over the years. Then you've got another 90-degree corner. I think this one's slightly more than 90 degrees, but no man. And then you've got this not straight, which goes on for quite a long way. There's a bit of disturbance in the force there. As you come into this braking zone, it's a left-right braking zone. It's very tight. You can't cut that curb. You can sail over it and into the wall, though. I've done that a few times. And then you've got the complex, which is a series of left-handers. There's the first. This is the second. You've got to be careful through here. A lot of wheel spin, and you cupped your tires too much. And then you've got a very sharp right-hander before you end up on another little bit of a straight. There's not much to it, to be honest, in terms of that straight. And then another 90 degrees, and then another about 40 degrees or something like that. And off we go towards the end of the lap. Concrete everywhere, Clyde. Not the most forgiving of places. I would have named the turns, however, I'd have been saying things like turn 1, turn 2.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody once described this track to me, and I think it was before it was released on iRacing, and I was like, yeah, what is it? And they said to me, it's the American Monaco.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah, that was my initial thought, yeah. But yeah, it is one of those tracks. Most mistakes get punished.
Yeah.
Talking about mistakes as well, let's just throw out a general apology before we start for getting everybody's names wrong. We are both absolutely rubbish at pronouncing names, and a word of warning, if you don't correct us at some point, we will probably make a name up for you.
Yeah, or just use your car number. Yeah.
You may like your new name, and you may change it by deed poll to make it real. But yeah, just a general apology. But yeah, over the years, Pete, this series has given us some absolutely fantastic racing. And I was looking down, through the list of entries for this season. Tony Kloosterman, multiple champion. Simon Trendle, multiple champion. Johnny Brandon, multiple champion. Sam Boozin, serial crasher. Ant Woodward, world record holder for incident points.
And most rage quits.
Yeah, there's some pure class in this field. There's a lot of up and coming drivers that we've seen developing over the past few seasons, and then we've got new drivers as well that some will just be looking to tame the beast and finish races, and some will be looking to stamp some authority and show something to the more established guys.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the ones new to the car won't be too overfaced by the car, because they'll look at the timing screens and think, oh my god, I'm like 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. That's standard for a first series in this league, isn't it? You need to do a bazillion hours, I don't even know what that is, of practice. That seems to be the only thing that gives you that extra, edge in the race, edge in qualifying, edge in lap time. Ooh, Graham. Yeah, edge overall, really. I mean, that's Belle right there, isn't it? A big pile up on the corner. But, yeah.
I've not seen a car park yet, so...
No. Oh my god, have you seen who's just taken provisional pole?
No, I was more astonished by the message on chat.
Oh, I've not seen it. You guys said my name pretty much spot on. That's a first. Oh
That
my
is,
god, that
isn't
is
it?
a first.
Yeah, I
Legend.
think we need to have a technical issue and end the broadcast on that note.
Yeah, we're retiring right now.
I honestly, I am still astonished, speechless. I don't know what to say.
Right, all you need to do now, Clyde, is tell me what I said.
Yeah, but was it you or was it me?
I don't know. Oh, shit.
You said...
Shubham Vasaikar. That's what that's
yeah.
If it's different, it's different. But you know.
Yeah, I'm going for Vasaika.
Yeah, no. I think if it was K-E-R, then you'd get away with that.
Which one's correct?
It's just so correct. Why isn't he practicing? Or he's on track? How can he be on track driving and typing? It's a V8. Anyway, I think he's sandbagging because you can't do those two things at the same time, right?
It's you, Pete. You're correct.
I'm correct.
What did you say? Or have you changed it again?
Shubham Vasaikar. There you go.
Right, okay. I'm going with Vaseline.
Okay.
Not the first time I've said that.
No.
Anyway, we're getting towards the end of this qualifying session already, and I've been watching it whilst we've been chatting and discussing names, and it's changed on numerous occasions. But at the moment, Adam Wright is sitting there on provisional pole, with Tony Kloosterman second and Simon Trendle, our defending double champion, in third. And for those of you that, again, are new to this, Simon carries the number one because he is the defending champion. Defending champions have to do that. It's mandatory in the series. And also, if you look at the front windshield banners, anybody that is a champion in V8ESC will carry a partially yellow banner. As Pete is kindly showing there on the screen. It has a yellow background, and all the normal drivers, we'll call them, have a red background to their windscreen banner. Just a little touch that we put in there so that you can differentiate between the drivers. But we've got 30 seconds left, Pete, and there's not a lot of cars on track because they know as soon as the time is up, the time is up. It's iRacing, heat racing format, so you don't get to finish the lap you're on once the checkered flag comes out.
No, but Ant Woodward's getting ready to... He's driving around the track to select where he's going to rage quit.
They're really confusing me with that paint. I don't think I've ever seen them in red before.
No, I don't either. Do you want to extend our gridding while I
most certainly will
run us through the names? So, bizarrely, Adam Wright is the pole man. I didn't expect that on the first race. For BSTV Esports Green. Tony Kloosterman, front row. He was pole man provisionally for quite a while, and then Adam swiped it from him for NQR North America. Third, our reigning champion, Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Fourth will be Vincent Skilbeck for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Fifth will be Jamie Wilson, starting behind his teammate, although I don't think he'll be any threat to him because we've seen how he starts this car, haven't we? So sixth will be Johnny Brandon for XVR OAPs. Seventh, Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe. Eighth will be Stephen Phillips for Dash Down Racing. Ninth will be Ant Woodward for NQR Europe. Phil Keck goes off 10th. 11th will be Bram Dubois for NQR Europe. First butchered name of the evening. 12th will be Sam Boozin for BSTV Esports Easier. Hang on, I've forgotten which button I'm supposed to press now. I'm in the middle of it. Where am I? 13th will be Jack Wells for Beast Racing. 14th will be Ivan Batmans for Track Velocity Racing. We'll explain that name later. 15th will be Old Man O'Connor for XVR OAPs. Rob Venn will go off 16th for BSTV Esports Green. 17th will be Andrew Wood for Team Chimera. 18th will be Shubham Vasaikar for he's privateer in this one. Jonathan Cole will go off 19th, and Stacey Boyd will go off 20th.
Excellent, well done, Pete. And a shout out to Phil Keck's mum, Carol. Cool. I believe she is watching, well, not watching us, but watching how Phil gets on. You can't really miss his car. I don't know if that's, do you reckon that's a McLaren Papaya?
I reckon
Colour?
it is. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get zoomed in on that bad. Oh, that's not a good camera. That's a good camera. That's not the right. Is that the right guy?
No.
No, that's
no.
Jack. Sorry. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's pretty eye-watering. Right, here we go. Lights
Okay.
guide.
Yeah, here we go. Green, green, green. We're away. Not a good one from Stephen Phillips or Phil Keck. They were 4 wide up the front, and there's. Yes!
I don't know who that is. It's
2
Ant Woodward.
NQR guys. That's Ant Woodward and Bob Woodhouse, I think.
Well, Tony Clearstone had a shocking start, and he stacked them all up. We're going to watch that again in a minute. Stephen Phillips is making his way back through. He got jammed up behind it. I don't think he hit anybody or hit anything.
He got a very, very slow start. I was watching Stephen off the start, and he was going backwards. And then there was 3 NQR cars on the same piece of tarmac.
Okay, where is... There's some boozing. In close company with Phil Keck.
Yeah, and Rob Venn just behind them.
Yeah, and that's old man O'Connor in a big queue of cars. At the very front, we've got this lot. So Adam Wright retains the lead. Simon Trendle in second place. Vincent Skilbeck's in third at the moment, and Johnny Brandon's up 2 positions. Managed to avoid it all at the start. Up to 4th wide.
Yeah, where did Vincent start?
He started 4th.
Now, that's something we don't normally see, isn't
No,
it?
no.
Vincent's not renowned for his qualifying, so he's also not renowned for finishing the race with all the panels on his car. But
No, but he does well sometimes without the panels
he
on his
certainly
car.
does, and he's a winner. He's a V8 ESC race winner. Just see in the background there, I think that was Jamie Wilson having a look at maybe Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah, it probably was. Tony Clearstone didn't get the best of starts. I really want to go back and have a look at the start, because it was not incident fraught. Well, it was incident fraught, but there was just a couple of cars involved as far as I understood it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see what happened, because I don't know if that was a blue on blue, whether it was something else, whether it was net code, but something happened.
I'm going to focus on Tony, because I think he got a terrible amount of wheel spin.
Yes.
And it all jams up behind him here.
See, this is where they almost went 4 wide, and then here...
Yeah, hip checked.
Yeah, I think the NQR car, I don't know who it was, but the NQR car on the inside looked like it tapped the one that was in the middle, that then tapped the car that was on the outside.
It was Bob Woodhouse.
Right.
Just watch it one more time. There's nobody overtaking anybody. There's a lot of cars very, very close to one another in the live stream. So we're gonna.
Yeah, if you watch the car on the inside, once it gets up on the curb, it looks like the curb throws it left a little bit.
Okay.
And then it's like, one knocks into the other.
Yeah, so Ant gets absolutely choked up. Oh no, it wasn't Ant, it was Bram. Right, okay, and then, yeah. Oh, and Stephen Phillips got a double hit, actually. I thought he got away with it.
Innocent bystander there.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was the 2 NQR cars getting together and a bit of netcode involved in it, but they were going to contact anyway. Right, let's go back live racing. We need to see what's going on with Vincent. He's got cars all around him at the minute. He's very much the hot spot.
But keeping pace with Johnny Brandon.
Yeah. There's 3 seconds up the road to Simon Trendle.
Yeah, that's not surprising though, is it?
No.
It's with that little stack up at the start of the race. These gaps can grow fairly quickly, but as we've seen in the past with these cars, we've seen drivers charge off out into leads, eat their tyres up, and then everybody else comes back at them.
Yeah, especially in the sprint race where you don't get to change your tyre.
Yeah. It also happens in the sprint feature race, or feature sprint race, whichever way you want to call it.
On board with, well, not on board, on the nose of Stephen Phillips. Queue of cars in front of him and some cars behind him as well. Ooh. That is Shubham and Lane O'Connor side by side through a couple of corners.
They're doing well to go side by side through some of the corners around here.
Yeah. And that's Bob Woodhouse on a bit of a recovery drive on the inside now of Shubham.
Bob was very, very quick in the practice session.
Yeah, I think he's going to be annoyed that he got caught up in something after the event. I don't really need to check the event tracker, because if you are off track and you have an incident, you will probably be dead in this track.
Yeah.
That's Jamie Wilson, is it? No, that's Andrew Wood, sorry. Andrew Wood going round the outside of Shubham through this complex here.
Good move. Very good move. Nice to see Andrew back again. Again, for people watching that may or may not fancy having a go, maybe a little bit daunted. Andrew, I think, joined us last season and has basically spent a whole season trying to learn the car. And he'll start reaping some of the benefits from that this season, as you already seen with that move around the outside.
Yeah, definitely. This is Sam Boozum. I don't know how much of a cork in a bottle he is, but seems fairly handy at the minute, leading this group of 6 cars.
Well, he was behind Phil Keck, wasn't he? But Phil's gone away from him, so you could be right. Sam could be a bit of a cork.
Yeah, it's 4 seconds to Phil Keck.
Yeah, he's driven away.
He's got a good
doing well, actually, up there in 7th.
Yeah, very professional performance so far, as Jamie Wilson has got damage on both sides of that car. He's obviously been in 2 walls.
Well, again, Jamie was right behind Tony Kloosterman.
Yes, that's a good point. And Tony is a little bit up the road. He's just gone out of shot. So that's Johnny Brandon, that's Vincent Skilbeck, and Tony's right on Vincent. We've got some more going on further back though. This is Stephen Phillips on Bram. He's got that done. He's got no paint on one side of that dash-hound powered car.
Yeah, that would have been from that first lap incident, wouldn't it?
Yes, definitely. So obviously not impaired the car much.
I don't think this is a particularly easy track to overtake, as in track layout, but you get lots of overtakes because drivers make lots of mistakes around here.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. That's almost 2 positions Ivan's given. Oh, it is 2 positions that Ivan's given up there. I think he got foxed and outbraked himself.
Yeah, but again, you know, we've seen Ivan grow through the seasons that he's been with us, and it seems like he's been with us forever. And I'm sure he won't mind me.
Vincent! Oh my God, that was nearly curtains.
Yeah, I'm sure Ivan won't mind me saying, you know, when he started with us, he was a bit crash-tastic. But now he's a driver that anybody can go door to door with.
Yeah, he's solid. He is absolutely solid. He's moved up the finishing orders as well in a lot of races. He was absolutely last when he first started, if you remember. And now he's finishing up the order. All right, he's not got a podium, if you know what I mean, but it's not about that, is it? It's about enjoying the racing. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think that's all part of the learning curve with this car and this series. You know, Ivan was trying to race people that you know, he had no chance of racing against, and thus crashing the car. Now he's more concentrating on having decent, clean races and not crashing the car, and his results are showing the benefits of that. And then once you're doing that consistently, that's when you start adding bits of speed into your racing, and your results improve even further.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a journey, but he's doing it the right way.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
What did my old boss used to say? He's stopping at all the stations.
Yeah, why not? That's good.
And I used to go, what?
Yeah, that's a good one, I like that. So, Tony Kloosterman, very close now on Vincent Skilbeck. Simon Trendle has definitely caught our race leader, Adam Wright.
Yes, he has. I've had one of my 4 eyes on this battle. And he will put Adam under an immense amount of pressure. Everybody likes to win the season opener. And Adam Wright, he showed a lot of promise, didn't he? Was it, I think it was the season before last?
Yes.
I think he finished runner-up to Simon Trendle. My memory is terrible. And I was sort of, you know, tipping him to do really well last season. And although he did well, he didn't meet my expectations. I think Simon Trendle run away with it a bit last season, and I really did expect Adam to chase him all the way, but for one reason or another, it didn't happen for him.
I'm focusing on Tony at the minute, just as an aside, because of this. So this is into turn 3. Oh, boosh. So that was quite an abrupt stop.
Just outbraked himself a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he got off the racing line where the grip is. Jonathan Cole's visited the pits as well, but he's got no incidents. So I don't know whether he's gone out on quali fuel.
Yeah, easy mistake. Yeah, exactly, yeah. We all do it. We've all done it. We'll all do it again. Adam Wright is holding his own at the moment. I haven't seen anything.
Oh, God, Steve.
Oh, Troy, the one behind as well.
Yeah, that
Who's
was
behind Stephen?
Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah.
Stephen's so fast. I mean, he was getting podiums last season, if you remember. He's come on a long way in this car.
Oh, yeah. I think since he dumped you as a teammate, he's just got better and better.
Tony Kloosterman's moving forward again. He's just overtaken Phil Keck. Phil Keck's mum's not going to be happy about that. Ooh, and again in the wall from Bob Woodhouse.
They're all doing it.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's a visual thing.
We need a static camera on that wall, don't we?
Yeah, so it can get smashed every lap. Let's have a quick look at this. Is this going to be Phil Keck getting his braking wrong?
Yeah. He's gone a little bit too wide there.
And on the grass.
And on the grass, yeah, on the exit.
Yeah, so...
Bit of a gift, that one.
I mean, it really was, yeah. Made that way too easy for Tony Kloosterman, ex-champion.
Evening to wobbly kneecaps on the chat. Lee Bowden as well. Sure, I see Fiona Siddons in there somewhere.
Craig Greenwood, read that one.
Craig Greenwood.
He's just posted on YouTube.
Is he?
Yeah. I can't read it out.
Oh, it's not showing on the
Is it not?
chat at the moment.
Oh, no, it's not. It's a delay between that and between Restream and YouTube. Basically, effectively it says O'Connor is shit.
Tell us something we don't know.
Yeah, what's his specialist subject on masterminds? Stating the obvious. Johnny Brandon runs it.
I'm wondering if YouTube filtered that one out.
Oh, it
because
may
had
have
a,
done because it's got a
a
naughty word in it.
word. Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So where's he gone now? Right. This has just happened. This is Bram Dubois. That's tyres.
Yeah. That's probably some.
Oh, and again. Oh, ow. Oh, that
Yeah.
was a quick stop, wasn't it? Oh, God.
Oh, hello. Hello, there's a lamppost in there somewhere.
Who put that there? Yeah, that was a painful one for Bram. We'll not watch the rest of that. Oh,
Yeah, I think...
tyres are going, Clyde, because while we were watching that one, we got this one.
This will be Andrew Wood.
It is. Under braking into turn 6 and straight on. Oh, that's less so.
Yeah, that weren't too bad. I think the previous one with Bram Stoker,
Yeah.
I had to get that in at
You
some
had
point.
to, yeah.
I think that first contact on the right front must have done some damage to the toe, and that probably caused the second one.
Yeah. Fiona says, iRacing landmine. You don't get that many anymore, but there was something going on there.
That's right. That was a weird one, wasn't it? Because he came to a standstill very abruptly,
Yeah.
and then again.
This happened fairly recently.
Stephen gave that up.
He did. I don't know whether he had a slowdown or he felt bad for something else that had happened that
Yeah.
we didn't see, but yeah, he did.
When he went to the right-hand side of the track, I thought he was going defensive, but he slowed as well.
Yeah. So we've got 3 very close battles. We're watching one of them. This is Tony Kloosterman on Jamie Wilson. In front of them, Vincent Skilbeck and Johnny Brandon are together. And in front of them... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Well, that's unexpected.
Has he just got too much damage?
Maybe. He might have got meatballed for something, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not incident points, so...
Right. Odd. Very odd.
Yeah.
He's not the first to be in pit road. That's the 4th car that we've seen in pit road. Ant Woodward was in, obviously, from that damage, although Phil Keck's car looks like it needs a bit of TLC right now. Jonathan Cole's been in, Shubham has been in, and then, of course, Stephen Phillips just there. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's expensive.
That looked... I'm going to say that looked netcody straight away, but...
Right, let's have a look, because it started earlier
I'm
than
not
that.
100% sure.
I joined this late, so, I mean, Vincent's miles back from Johnny here. So is this end of the century, or... Oh, he's vanished. Oh, he's back. Oh, and he scared the hell out of Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny locked up there.
I wonder if Johnny could even see him, because that's very un-Johnny Brandon.
Yeah.
Very odd. Well, I'm sure we'll have an autopsy on that one at some point. But Vincent was miles back from Johnny Brandon. He got it stopped, though.
He did, yeah, and Johnny had locked up, but did he lock up because Vincent frightened the crap out of him? I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been. Lee Bowden says lots of bent virtual panels tonight. This track looks tricky. If he's not driven it, I'll be amazed, but it's not just tricky, it's lethal, isn't it, Clyde?
Yeah, Run DMC wrote a song especially about this track.
Yeah.
I know some people like these street circuits and that, but for me, this is just hell. Me and Pete were talking off air, and I was saying it's one of those tracks that frightens me, because I know if I try and push any car around here, if I crash, you're dead.
Yeah.
so I don't push, and then I do rubbish. So you know, it's one of them. Not racing at the moment, but if I see it on the schedule, I you know, I try and chuck a sickie. I'll do anything. You know, stick the thermometer on the light bulb and tell me I've got a temperature and I can't race. Yeah, anything like that. Or failing that, I'll just get out volume 9 of Pete's racing excuses for when I crash.
There's plenty of them. Right, so I thought Bob Woodhouse was going to overtake Rob Venn there, and he didn't. This is a close battle. There is this going on as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Simon Trendle did ease back off of Adam Wright for 4 or 5 laps. But he has started to put some pressure on now. Somebody else. Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry. Phil Keck's
no.
mum, you need to look away now. Sailing it into turn 3 and... Ooh, we got a bit of that car as well. Yeah, he did get away with it, but it does go down as a crash, so he's got 2 points there for hitting some of the furniture. Okay, closest battle on track is now for the lead. This has come to a boil again, Clyde.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, well, either Adam has got the pace to hold off Simon, or at least in the right places, or Simon's saving his stuff for a push in the last 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It is a track you can defend on.
Oh yeah, definitely. You've got to take such precise turns into corners in order not to die. That you can't leave a manoeuvre, can you, very easily, you know?
No, I say you're sometimes waiting on the car that you're trying to get.
Oh dear, sorry.
Yeah.
Thought he was
trying to get the car you're trying to get past to make a mistake.
Jamie could get this.
You're looking at a lick it and a send it.
Yeah. Well, those two scrapping have just brought Tony Klusterman into the fray. It's not something you want to do, is it?
No, definitely not.
He was quick in qualifying, he was very quick in practice.
The battle for the lead is really hot at the moment.
Okay.
Nothing has changed hands yet,
No,
but
Jamie Wilson's rear tyres look very second-hand at the moment. Sliding all the way through that previous corner. ABS and traction control. ABS and traction control.
what are they?
I don't know. But Lee Bowden is asking if they've got them. No. They've got a loud pedal, haven't they, Clive?
Yeah, and not much of a stop pedal.
No. The stop pedal is the slide pedal.
Oh, Adam Wright is feeling the pressure. Little flash of the lights there.
Oh, he's lost it.
He has. Jonathan Cole. And that was enough. That put him off.
That's all it was, just a little tiny offline.
That's his first mistake and the most costliest mistake as well.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's got it in him to snap back, but he needs to do it quickly.
Yeah, what we got? 6.5 minutes left in this race.
It's going to be hard to look away from this pair. There are 3 battles behind.
Yeah, well, Adam's going to be angry with himself, isn't he?
He is, but he's got very precise lately in most cars that he drives. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's still got the pace to get this. But Simon's so hard to compete against. He's going to have to switch to this, which is the other BSTV car. Rob then with who's that? Rob Woodhouse.
That's Woodhouse with. I think he's driving Vincent's car.
Yeah, no, he's cheating. He's thrown away the rear bumper, the rear boot.
He's certainly not going to pass the weight check at the end of the race.
No, and neither's Rob Venn. He's got no front. I mean, the fact that one car's got no rear and one car's got no front says it all, right?
Yeah, we could possibly make one decent car between them.
Oh, that's the wall again. And Ivan is stalking the pair of them now, so I think Ivan's up for some good points here, you know. He's just outside the top 10. He's got a bit of damage on the left-hand side of the car, but it looks incidental, if you know what I mean. It's not doing anything really.
Yeah, for Belle Isle, it looks very clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think what shocks me the most right now is that Adam Wright and Simon Trendle have gapped Johnny Brandon by 11.25 seconds.
Yeah, Johnny has been in battles though, hasn't he?
Yes.
And we know how much that can slow you down.
Definitely. It's just not something we're used to, is it?
But these two here, if I was Ivan, I'd be thinking, well, he can see the damage on Bob. He might not know that Rob Venn has got damage on the front and has probably lost a little bit of top end speed, which possibly won't make that much of a difference, but you never know.
Right then,
Time is a ticking.
It really is. I was just going to say the same thing. They've probably got, what's that, 2 laps or something?
Yeah, what are we doing? 1 minute 30 thereabouts.
Yep. And Simon Trendle is holder of the fastest lap so far.
Yeah, and he's got breathing space now between him and Adam.
Yeah, I'm staying
There's
with
a
it.
second there now.
Yeah, I'm staying with this because it is the closest battle anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, it's not now because Vincent, Johnny, and Jamie Wilson are getting together. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
with
it's not.
Jay-
It's not. It's Vincent, Jamie, and Tony. Sorry, I'm reading my
Yeah.
timing screen wrong. Johnny Brandon's in a little world of his own right now. Jamie's looking pretty racy. His rears were not helping him before, but he might have cooled them down by now. He's got to roll through the corners smoothly. It's something that I've very rarely been able to do with the V8. I get that, if you saw that from Tony Kloosterman. That snappy bit after the corner. And it does nothing for your traction.
Yeah, I think the good drivers are ready for it, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
They're 99% sure it's going to happen and ready to react, whereas racers like me and you are like, oh, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to turn the other way. Oh, there's the wall.
Yeah, there's Tony on the underside. Oh, no, he's got that wheel spin that I was just describing.
Yeah,
That's
no
what I
traction.
get. That's what I get.
That was the traction control kicking in, Lee.
And the ABS.
Yeah.
Right, so this one's gone off the boil just for a second, so we're going to have to go back to these second-hand cars back here. We must be coming up for starting the last... No, not yet. Maybe not, I don't know.
Where is the leader?
He's got 2 corners now till the
Yeah,
end of the
so
lap.
he's going to get the white flag this time.
Okay. These 3 are going to go 3, are they? No, 2 at the minute, 2 wide.
Oh, Ivan, you could have planted it straight through the middle there.
Yeah, whole shot that would have been. Oh, bit of an argument at the corner, and Ivan's got a position.
Yeah,
There we go.
there's one position.
Yeah.
9th is up for grabs as well.
Yeah.
You can see all the damage on Rob's car.
Tell you what, if he could get that position, that'd be a brilliant start to Ivan's season, wouldn't it? Good grief.
This is the same Ivan that gave up last season.
I know. Why?
Because he was
What?
rubbish.
I know. Far from that. There's Barney waving that flag.
Yeah, now or never for Ivan.
And then Jamie is now all over Vincent again. Tony's fallen right back.
Yeah.
I know he got that massive wheel spin, and that's sometimes enough, isn't it, to cook the tyres? Just that bit too much. Oh, hang on. No, it's just SDK being very late to update me about Ivan. Never mind. There we go, Clyde.
Yeah, so reigning champion takes away the first win of the season with Adam Wright second, and Johnny Brandon, barring any mishaps, is going to come home on the third step of the podium. But I still think Adam's going to be, well, Adam will be kicking himself because he had a win there. And it looked like he cracked under the pressure. But he's still going to be really happy with second place. So
God, yeah.
Probably mixed emotions in that car. Simon is going to be chuffed to bits, kicking off the season, defending his championship with an opening race win is always the best way to go. And Johnny Brandon, he's a multiple champion in this series. He played his chances down last night when we interviewed him after the Clio Cup races. But, he's still got it. We've got Johnny in this, we've got Johnny in the Clios, and I know the Clios are going to be a bit of fun for him, but I think he'll take this one a bit more serious. But an incident-packed race, for all the right reasons, to be honest, and a cracking opener to the season, Pete.
Absolutely. It was fraught with close racing, and I think that early incident... Ooh, why have I got no results? Has it not gone official? That's a bit odd. Do I have to click that first? Ooh. This is unusual. I don't normally have this.
Yeah.
Why is it not giving me the option to select that? You're going to have to keep talking while I figure this out.
Yeah, no worries. No, as I said before, this is probably one of the most unforgiving tracks as we've seen. It would be very good if iRacing did like a Parc Ferme type thing, and we could have a look around the cars after they've finished racing, because I guarantee there isn't one car that finished that race without some sort of damage going on. But on the whole, I know we see the one with Bram where he hit a bit of an iRacing landmine, but on the whole, most of it was just bouncing off of the wall, or maybe a bounce off of another car. So we didn't see anything too major, and the drivers will learn from that, and they'll take that into race 2. How did Phil end up so far down? Okay, well
he visited the pit road, is how he ended up that far down.
Maybe he ended up with a meatball then.
I think so.
Let's take you through Season 14, Round 1 results. Simon Trendle, defending champion, takes home the win for Team Chimera. Adam Wright, second, BSTV Esports Green. And Johnny Brandon, third step of the podium for XVR OAPs. Vincent Skilbeck, Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic in fourth, with Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera in fifth. Tony Kloosterman, sixth for NQR North America. And Sam Boozin in seventh for BSTV Esports Esia. Eighth was Beast Racing's Jack Wells. Ninth was Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe. Ivan Batmans for Track Velocity Racing in 10th. Rob Venn, BSTV Esports Green in 11th. Old Man O'Connor 12th for XVR OAPs. Privateer Phil Keck in 13th with Andrew Wood Team Chimera 14th. Stephen Phillips Dash Hand Racing in 15th. Bram Dubois 16th for NQR Europe with Ant Woodward 17th for NQR Europe. And then 3 privateers, Shubham Vasaika 18th, Jonathan Cole 19th, and Stacey Boyd in 20th. So, if I remembered to sort out the reverse grid, Ivan Batmans will be going off on pole position.
Oh, is that right?
If I didn't, then he won't.
Okay. Let's go with both of those then. Okay, so how long...
I think I did. In fact, I know I did because I can see it now.
Ah, well done. Right, nice one. So, how long's our interval? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yes.
Do you want me to run a video for everybody for
Yes.
TCRs?
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that quick video. If you want some of the TCR action, go to our website. It happens every Wednesday, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, something else me and Pete was discussing off air. Season 14. We run 2 seasons a year. Anybody that's half decent at maths or has more than 6 fingers will work out that at some point this year, it's the series' 7th birthday. Our first race in V8ESC, sponsored by Pen Power, as it was then, was the 20th of August 2016. So that's our birthday. So what we're going to do is we have an endurance race on the 12th of August at the new Willow Springs. So we're going to have some fun. Me and Pete are going to come up with a quiz for the drivers to have a go at after the race, if they watch the broadcast, because that's where the questions are going to be. And we're probably going to throw in some bonus points in the championships for whoever wins the quiz. What we also might do is we might select some random finishing positions in the race and give drivers bonus points for those positions. Obviously, the drivers won't know what positions they are, so there won't be any of this, oh, I need to finish 12th to get the extra points. Some of the drivers won't like it, but that's a bit tough because it's our birthday and we're going to be celebrating, and me and Pete are going to have party hats on. So that's something to look forward to. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and this is mainly for the drivers that watch afterwards, we was going to bring back a super sprint meeting this season, which is basically 3 20-minute races, and they are fast, furious, door banging, a bit like British touring cars in a V8. But I had a few problems trying to work out how to fit that into our new automated scoring system and making sure that reverse grid people didn't get points for pole positions, and it totally blew my mind away. However, at 4:30 this morning, while sitting on the throne having a poo, I suddenly worked out how I could do it. But it's really too late for this season. So it will be back, but it will be next season. So back to tonight, Pete.
Yeah.
After my toilet habits have been discussed in public.
It's not the first time. It's not the first
No,
time.
that's very true. That's very true. And there is a distinct lack of cake tonight as well. I will tell you that. I think I must have ate it all last night.
I've got bread and butter pudding for tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm really jealous actually. I do like that.
Yeah.
So I used to love that when my nan made it. Anyway.
Oh, nice. We're going.
I better do some grid extending then, which means I need to put the glasses on.
I'll sort
and
this
I'll
out.
let Pete go through the grid.
Yeah, so Ivan Batmans will go off first for Track Velocity Racing. I'm not sure whether that's his first ever pole, but we're going to celebrate it like it is, so yay. Bob Woodhouse goes off second for NQR Europe. Jack Wells for Beast Racing goes off third. Sam Boozin off fourth for BSTV Esports Easier. Tony Klusterman off fifth for NQR North America. Sixth will be Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Seventh will be Vincent Skilbeck for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Johnny Brandon off eighth for XVR OAPs. Ninth will be Adam Wright for BSTV Esports Green. Our Heat 1 winner Simon Trendle goes off 10th in this reverse for Team Chimera. Rob Venn goes off 11th for BSTV Esports Green. 12th will be Alban O'Connor for XVR OAPs. 13th will be Phil Keck. Andrew Wood will go off 14th for Team Chimera. Stephen Phillips off 15th for Dash Am Racing, hoping for better, I think. 16th will be Bram Dubois for NQR Europe. 17th will be Ant Woodward, who will really be hoping for better, for NQR Europe from 17th. 18th will be Shubham Vasaikar. He's on his own, he's a privateer. Or another privateer, Jonathan Cole, will go off 19th. And finally, privateer Stacey Boyd will go off 20th.
Okay, so for the viewers at home that haven't watched this before, this is the feature race. And this is especially for Carol, because I think she's my new favourite groupie. 60-minute feature race. There is a pit stop. Don't be fooled or lulled into a false sense of security and think that these drivers are going to take it easy because it's a 60-minute race. For them, it's a 60-minute sprint race. You will see everything that you saw in the first race and more, and probably more panels missing. And yeah, they're usually a bit fun.
Yeah, they are. Wayne Sanderson's on the chat. which is odd because he should be driving this car, really, shouldn't he?
He should. And he should be next to Jamie Wilson.
Yeah, bonded to his car. Anyway,
Yes.
we're
about
going.
to go. We're gone.
We are
Ooh,
gone.
Not a good start from Ivan.
No.
Bad, but it was better. Oh!
That's is that a block
Oh,
track? Is that a block track?
There's cars rolling about. Is it blocked? I don't
Yes.
think it.
Oh, yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yes, very. That's getting messy. Oh, and a car into the escape road. That's Jamie Wilson. Everything's going off here.
Yes, the yellow flags have been thrown.
Ah, race stewards have spotted the incident. I've called the cars to caution. Right, so
Lee Bowden said 60 minutes around here. That's tough. Nope, 60 seconds around here is tough.
if you can make it for that, because we're on 55 now. So yeah, that's Sam Boozin. Look at that. Right, it gives us a chance to have a look at that though.
Yeah,
let's go back.
It was definitely Ivan that went round.
Right. Okay. Let's focus on Ivan then. Where is he?
Looked like he was helped by who is the 82 car?
82. That's Jack.
Could have been Jack.
Jack's nowhere near him, is he? Oh, Ivan missed a gear.
Oh no,
was
sorry.
Boozin.
It was.
It was Sam.
It was, yes.
But Sam didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, I think Ivan missed a gear because he slowed up so fast.
Yeah. After that, it was just carnage, roadblock.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
Hence why the caution was called.
So if we're with Sam and we were on board, what would this look like?
So was it Brunswick boozing again?
I think so. Bowling ball boozing. Who's on the inside? Oh no.
Yeah.
See,
To be fair, I think Ivan was coming across. I don't think Sam had much space to move out of the way, if I'm honest.
No, and Phil Keck there got some solid air damage from the back of Ivan's car.
I think there'll be a lot of fast repairs happening.
Yeah, well, pit lane's full. Pit lane is one of the busiest places on the track at the minute.
Yeah, and Fiona saying, did I see a car off under the safety car? I think that was Phil Keck.
It was Jamie Wilson that went down the escape road.
No,
was
I
it
think
a different one?
I don't know if you can follow Phil Keck after that pile up.
Right, let's have that.
But I'm sure I see him head first in a wall. Now that could have been because he had an amazing amount of damage.
Trying to see if oh, here we go. Oh, found it.
Could have been a cat jumping on his lap.
I think it probably was. So Stephen Phillips got the whole shot on him. So did, I think that's Tony Klusterman. He's ended up round the outside here and then slam. Oh no.
No, this is after this.
Oh, after it.
This
Oh
is
God,
after.
right, okay.
Yeah, just stay on him.
Yeah. He tries to get helped round that stranded Ivan Batman's car. Right, now he should get away. There we go, right, he's away. I mean, he kind of did what he should do, which is just stop.
Yeah.
Because if you keep moving around, other people are trying to move with you, so you might as well just keep it stationary, so that's fine. He's now got ice-cold tyres, right?
Yep.
So now what's going to happen? Oh, he's found Sam Boozin. Overtaken Sam. I don't know, this looks normal at the minute.
No. He's definitely going to end up in the wall.
Oh, there. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that was a quick stop, wasn't it? Behind that tree. Ah, there you go, and he's reset. Okay. Yeah, ice-cold tyres and a V8 never goes well. Right, what are people saying in the chat? There's a pace car still in front of this queue. So we're going another lap at least. No, not running the series at the moment because of other commitments.
The second part of that is telling.
It really is. That's why I started laughing. Plus all the Clio practice is taking its toll.
Practice for the Arrive and Drive Cup.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to beat me, you see. That's what it is. That's fighting talk, just in case you were wondering.
So we should have a single file restart.
When you say should,
I'll rephrase that. We should have set this up as a single file restart.
right, lights still on, pace car. I think it's because we've still got cars in pit road.
But not very often we get a yellow flag, is it?
No, I think the last one was Sundown, if you remember, where I think that was Johnny Brandon and somebody
I was away for that one.
Oh, were you? Oh,
yeah, I think that was you
epic.
and Wobbly.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Right, get on that pace car. Lights are still on at the moment.
Yeah, it was. Oh, right, everybody's back on track, so lights might go out. No, not at the minute anyway.
Put the track map up so we can see where we are on track.
Yeah, I've forgotten about that because I have to wait for a full lap to be done. Is that Woodward? 268. Oh, it's Ivan, of course. Yeah. 267, I think, is Ant Woodward.
265, I think.
Oh, is it 5? Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Ivan looking shiny again.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have a nice clean car, that's for certain. So, because he reset, he's been punished by the towing gods. Everybody else kind of drove around. Let's have a look at the front of the queue. Oh, he's a lap down, as is Tony and Phil Keck. They must have towed.
Yeah.
It does punish you. It really does.
I'm not surprised with Bill, because that was a sudden stop, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Tony's a bit of a surprise.
He already had front damage from hitting the car that was stationary, and then somebody hit him from the rear.
Yeah.
And then the wall jumped out on him.
So we're obviously going again because the pace car's going to go. So let's try and find out what happened to Tony Klusterman. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah, we are going again. So while they do another tour of the track, some of them I think need it. Oh God, look at the state of his car before the crash.
That's already got a blown engine.
Oh no, it just exploded. I don't know whether you heard that. I did through my headphones, but that is a dead car. So what happened before?
But why?
Yeah, let me go back a bit further. There's got to be
There's
something.
been a murder.
Yeah, I think Taggart, he's got bored of me now.
But you're not even on the track.
No?
It's just voodoo.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, another shocker of a start.
Yeah, but little shove. Oh God, he was right in it.
He had absolutely nowhere to go there.
I thought that was Bram from when I was watching it the first time around. I didn't realise that was Tony Klusterman.
Yeah.
Gosh. And he's stood stationary, which is what you're supposed to do. Let the other cars clear themselves.
Yeah.
And then
reset.
Yeah. And he's tried to get round with, well, what do you call that? It's not a car, is it? What is that? A buggy?
Yeah, is it?
I don't know.
Is it even a buggy?
I don't know. This camera gets a bit close. Well, it's about 4 foot shorter than it should be. I can see his toes out the front of the car. So he's trying to take it easy as well, look. He knows his car's knackered.
Yeah. It's already expired, unfortunately. You can see the smoke. Tried to get it back to the pits. But,
there, it's gone.
Right, I think we will be going green. Bob Woodhouse is letting the pace car get away. You can see the lights are out on the pace car. We are going green this time round.
We are. We're miles away from the end of the lap though, so we're coming into the complex at the minute. He's obviously wanting to give himself a very, very good advantage. That is Rob Venn. Adam Wright is way down the field, like way down the field. So names in the wrong places, Clyde. We have Ant Woodward in 14th. Tony Kloosterman 19th and a lap down. As we approach the end. Cars in places that you would expect them to do well from. Bob Woodhouse is the first car. He's the lead car. He's going to bring us to green. Johnny Brandon and Vincent Skilbeck, third and second respectively. Don't know why I did it that way around. And then Simon Trundle in fourth. So let's see what happens here, because they will be getting ready to get, what is it, giggity, giggity, giggity or something?
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Oh, that one, because I think the other one means something else. Never mind.
Alright, when's he going to go? When's he going to go?
Yeah, Vincent thought he'd gone already and he duped him.
Yeah, cheeky.
Very. There we go. Nice restart though from the front, boys. Well, there's a bit of movement further back though. Adam Wright's just been shuffled. Back in position. No, he hasn't. He got it back again. There was a bit of an exchange. Oh God, look at that. What a mob. Is that Rob Venn? Middle of the track. Oh, Andrew Wood, bad under braking there. He was twitchy.
Oh, yeah, I think he may even have had a little snicker with the wall there.
Oh, right, I missed that bit.
Oh, look, what? Somebody's gone round.
Yeah, is it Jonathan?
I think it was.
Oh, somebody's the wrong way round.
That is Jonathan. Is it? No, is that Stacey?
Yeah. Done the right thing. Stayed to the side of the track. Oh, he's got a nice little reversing little road there. That was very handy. I didn't even know that was there. Well done. Right, so back with the racers at the front. That's Bob Woodhouse. Staying with it.
That's Ant Woodward putting pressure on Rob Venn.
Yeah. This one might end up in tears, because that was Adam overtaking Sam Booth. Oh, Ant Woodward.
Yeah, they're going side by side, these two.
Yeah, he's got his race hat on.
And that's a done deal.
Yeah, it really is. That was nice. He'll rage quit before the end now, though. Right, so this is the lead pack. I'll put the battle box on for everybody's racing pleasure, viewing pleasure. Fiona said that Tony's car looked like a ute. Yeah, that's not far wrong, to be honest. Stacey is entered pit road.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they didn't have any damage to fix in the first one, so they won't have used a fast repair. But I don't know. I don't know where that car was in the melee of the very first crash. But Woodhouse under a lot of pressure from Vincent, and we know Vincent can win. So
yeah, and
oh, we're stacking up here. That's messy. Usually that leads to more messy.
Yeah, that was Rob Venn in the middle of that.
Yeah, we will watch that again in a second.
I think he lost a couple of positions there. 94. That is. Yeah.
Shubham, yeah.
Shrubbery Vaseline.
Yes. He's not got much car left, it has to be said. There's no front bonnet. The front fender's mashed up. Right, let's have another look at that again, because I think the fact that he's not got a bonnet is everything that we need to know.
Yes, I think you are correct.
All right, so what's gone on here? That's him side by side with Mr. Venn. Oh, there's a solid air moment there.
Yeah.
And his bonnet flew off. Eh?
No, I think he was already missing that.
Oh, was he? Oh, right,
yeah.
Okay. Right, that explains that then.
I'm wondering whether that happened maybe in that first pile-up. but he wasn't damaged enough to take his fast repair.
Right.
And he's risked it for a biscuit.
Yeah, so Rob Venn lost a whole bag full of places then. I don't think he got any damage though. I think he tried to keep out of everything. Tell you what, Jamie Wilson's racing tonight, isn't he?
Yeah.
What?
No,
That was a very resigned. Yeah.
Immediately in my head was last night and Jamie Wilson, so you was last.
Oh yeah.
To be fair to Jamie, I think he's racy every night, every time he races with us. It just doesn't always happen for him.
True. Right, so we've got little groups have formed. And Shubham is getting pressure now from Old Man O'Connor.
Yeah, he's got to be down on top end,
Top end, yeah.
because
Radiator's probably cracked. And
yeah, he's getting swamped at the moment.
yeah. So at the front, Bob Woodhouse is still in the lead. Excuse me. Vincent Skilbeck is in second. Johnny Brandon third. Simon Trendle fourth. No movement really. Stephen Phillips has done exceedingly well here. He is up 10 places, as is Bram Dubois.
Yeah, Bram's having a good race.
Yep.
We see him in a couple of incidents in race 1, but so far so good in race 2.
Yeah, our Wrexham-based Rage Quitter, he's doing very well as well, up 9 places. And there he is, leading Andrew. Ooh, is that? Yeah. Who's that car behind him then? That must be Tony Kloosterman behind
That'll
him.
be Tony Kloosterman a lap down.
It is, yeah. Sorry, that messed with my head for a minute. Right, what's Bram doing here? So Bram's under loads and loads of pressure from Jamie Wilson. He's tucked back in.
Yeah, I thought Jamie would have sent it then.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a good run in this bit, but there's nowhere to overtake in the next 3 corners.
No, and you know, to be fair to Jamie, Bram is a new driver. Jamie doesn't know how he can race him yet.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
You know, the drivers earn respect, especially against the more established drivers.
You feel like Jamie is a lot faster, don't you? The way this car's behaving.
He certainly looks faster, doesn't he? But again, this, you know, what I was saying in race 1, it's not a difficult track to defend on.
No.
Because it's, you know, you come out of one corner and you're into the next corner. So as long as you position your car correctly and don't make a mistake, which is obviously what Adam did in the first race.
Yeah. Got a couple of crashes that have registered. One for Jonathan Cole and one for Shubham of a sidecar.
Yeah, well, drivers need to be careful more in the feature races. And again, for our new viewers.
Sorry, for the lead. Vincent Skilbeck.
That looked really weird.
How do you mean?
Well, as soon as you went, well, I looked up at my screen because I had been focusing on that battle.
Yeah.
And Rob looked like he was doing 3 miles an hour, and Vincent looked like he was doing 303 miles an hour.
Okay, let's have a quick look at it again because it's fairly pivotal. He's got quite a distance, hasn't he? I think you might be right here. What on earth has Bob Woodhouse done here? Or is it just a mega send and brilliant braking? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
what a wonderful
perfect
overtake. Well done, Vince.
Brilliant move.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, so what I was saying, for those of you that don't know, crashes, going off track, they get drivers get what they call incident points. And in this series, 15 incident points equals a drive-through penalty. And around here, touching walls like that, touching other cars, touching anything will give you incident points, and they soon build up.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of cars over the years visit pit lane twice.
In fact, there is a driver out there at the moment who is 1 incident point away from a drive-through penalty.
What? So,
And unfortunately, we can't name him.
no, we did this once before, didn't we? And
Yeah.
it worked out badly. So we stay quiet these days. We only did it once, and that once was enough.
And the reason we don't name them is because drivers do, believe it or not, listen to the broadcast whilst they're racing. And if you are behind said person on 14 incident points, and you hear that they've only got 1 to play with, and you give them a little nudge from the rear, and you get 1 incident point each, you then get that person out of your way because they're going to do a drive-through penalty. But I am going to keep an eye on him because he will be doing a drive-through penalty tonight.
Yeah, he's got too long to go, hasn't he? 40-odd minutes. Or 39 minutes or whatever. Wayne's just asked, do we still have the safest driver award? We do. It'll calculate properly. Rather, you only qualify if you do. Is it 9 races?
Yes, and
Or
I
9
think
race weeks. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think the winner will be somebody who doesn't race tonight.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So Lane O'Connor under bags of pressure here from
Oh,
why is that?
guess who that is?
That's Adam Wright.
Guess why that is?
Because he's just mashed his car. No?
Actually,
I don't know, actually.
I think it's damage. It's definitely not a drive-through because he hasn't driven through.
No.
Oh, and there's Rob Venn behind him. So this could be pit lane open.
Yes, I was just going to get to that because why does his car look like it's been in a masher?
Don't know.
I'm going to go and look for why that could be while I put you back with Lane O'Connor and Sam Boozin with... is that Schumann behind? Oh no, that's
Ivan.
much delayed Ivan Batman.
Yeah.
Right, let me find how Adam Wright has ended up with a 50th hand car. Oh, there. Oh, how have I missed this?
And obviously took his fast repair in the first incident.
Yeah, well, there's actually 2 crashes, believe it or not. This is the more painful of the 2, I think. Oh, God almighty.
Oh, no, that was
that
the
was
one
the one we
that
saw.
was ages ago, wasn't
I thought
it?
that was Rob Venn. Right, okay. But why is
That wasn't it.
No, because his bonnet's still there. What? Right, okay. That was ages ago as well. There's nothing else, you know.
Yeah, I think that incident was the one where we saw, was it Stacey reverse into that little slip road?
It was, yeah. Stacey has since crashed again.
Yeah, Lee Bowden is saying I thought they were fast repairs. There's one fast repair, but I think a lot of these drivers took it after the first pile-up.
Yeah. It's not limitless, because that's just unreasonable. Okay, right, the front group are still together, so we've still got 5 for first place here. And Vincent Skilbeck is schooling them all at the moment, Clyde.
Yeah, it looks like he's slightly gapping Bob Woodhouse. The gap's nearly a second.
Yes. It's been hovering around that for a little while, to be fair. I keep ending up having to focus again on Sam Boozin and Lane O'Connor because they are the closest 2 on track, but this has been seesawing about for a while.
Yeah, and I think what viewers need to know as well is running order before the pit stops doesn't always mean a lot, because in this series drivers do come up with some weird and wonderful pit strategies, which on the whole work.
Whenever you say on the whole, I always think of my Preparation H paint that you gave me. Right, so that's Jack Wells for Beast Racing into pit road for his scheduled stop. What on earth was that car doing? That was Vincent Skillback.
Yeah, and it was Simon Trendle as well, having a...
All right.
I don't know if it was a wide moment or whether he was just trying to get in Johnny Brandon's head.
I think Johnny Brandon's usually in Johnny Brandon's head, isn't he? Stephen Phillips, though, have a look. Oh, hang on, that was an overtake there. Oh, that was a multi-21 overtake. So that was XVR Europe, I think.
Yeah, that was Ant going past Bram, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, he let him go. Nothing to see here. Oh, hang on. Sam Boozin is now behind Andrew Wood. Andrew Wood is being pushed around. What?
Yeah, what's happened to Sam? Because he was with Lane.
No, I get it now, sorry. Andrew Wood is... No, he hasn't come out of pit road at all. Sam has. Right, okay. All makes sense now. Right, so we got a mix of pit stoppers and non-pit stoppers right here.
And we're not even halfway yet.
I know. And we need to remember, of course, that a lot of cars have already been to pit road once. So seeing the number next to the name doesn't mean anything anymore. This is a good battle here. Sam Boozin, trying to get on the inside of Andrew Wood there, and that didn't work. Jonathan Cole is in pit road at the moment. He's just been overtaken by Jack Wells, who has already been in pit road for a proper stop, not just for repair at the start. Although, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, is Lane O'Connor pitted yet? But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because, like you say, people could have pitted after the first incident.
Well, Lane O'Connor pitted on lap 1, so yeah.
So he hasn't taken his fueled and tyres pit stop yet, has he?
No, but this one is a scheduled stop, and he's the highest of the people that didn't pit as part of the lap 1 incident. So this is a proper stop, if you want to term it that.
So that could work out for Jamie Wilson.
It always depends on track position and whether you've got any traffic when you come back out, right? So
exactly, yeah. That's a big thing.
We used to, I don't know whether he's still alive, but Marco Nemela, he used to do some funky stuff with pit stops, didn't he?
He certainly did. We even named it, didn't we? The Nemela effect.
Yeah. Pitting very early and getting out ahead of everybody. Or rather...
It took drivers ages to cotton onto it, didn't it?
I know. Remarkably, because he did it about 5 times on the bounce before anybody decided, do you know what, I'm going to go in 1 lap earlier. Rob Van has visited pit road for a 2nd time, so he's in for his 2nd pit stop.
The driver on 14 incident points is still on 14 incident points.
No, keeping it clean. Get him.
Bit late now, but yeah.
Right. So these are the closest battles on your screen, and it's for the first 5 positions. Vincent Skillback is out there, just a little bit ahead for Wheelie Bin's Mayhem Republic. You can't read it on the side of the car anymore, but I assure you it is there. Oh, he's gone. There it is. There you see. Bob Woodhouse is now in 2nd after getting overtaken earlier. Johnny Brandon maybe waiting for a pit stop, but he's got damage to the left-hand side of the car, as most cars have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I just get the feeling that now Vincent is out front. Maybe the next four are just riding, and they know in their heads when they want to stop. Be that a particular lap or when another person pits, they're gonna, I don't know, go in the lap after or go in with them, and then they're going to see how it all shakes down after the pit stop.
Now, Tony Klusterman closing in on the back of Rob Venn's car. These were very heavily involved in the lap 1 incident, and he obviously had to reset the car because his engine blew up and he ended up a lap down. I think he might end up in a reasonable place at the end. I'm not really sure yet. He's going to go to pit road now for his scheduled stop, which will drop him back down the field again. As Stephen Phillips is in there already, and Woodward is somewhere in pit road, even though it's not showing me. There we go.
Yeah, Stephen Phillips was 5th, wasn't he?
Yes, so he's the barometer now, isn't he? Because I don't think Jamie Wilson... Where is Jamie Wilson? Jamie Wilson's still in the pits.
Something's gone on there, hasn't it?
Oh no! Oh my god, that's just happened.
He's back in the pits.
No, he's had to go to the pits. Where is that? I don't understand why he's there, but... Because he's... Let me just have a look at this. It's not come up as an incident, but it has come up that he's... Oh, hang on, I've got the wrong car there. This one.
Oh, hello.
That's him nice and clean.
Yeah, Stephen Phillips looked like he was losing it on pit exit there.
Oh, did he? I'll have a look at that again in a second. Oh, this is quite boring.
Does he actually get going?
I don't know, but his car was in a lot less pieces the last time we saw it. And he's been in the pits for 2 minutes. He's having to repair proper damage. Right, okay. That makes more sense now. So I think he's got a meatball from something, because it looks just messy, that, doesn't it? Right, let's go back to the front runners, because I can't explain it right now. I've not got anything on my...
Well, Jamie Wilson has got a meatball, and so has Stephen Phillips.
Ah, right. So let's go back to what you just said.
And Stephen Phillips was sideways coming out of the pits.
All right, we're watching it now. You may have joined the dots here. You may have information that SDK is abandoned from me. Oh, well that was...
That was cold tyres coming out of the pits.
It was. Right, so that's that one, but it doesn't explain Jamie Wilson being in the pits for forever. Jamie Wilson back out.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson pitted and then ended up pitting again. So I'm going to assume that was another cold tyre incident somewhere.
Could it be? I'm guessing at this one. I'm guessing it's this, because I don't have anything else. It can only be this now. Oh God.
Yes.
That looks like a technical failure. To me, that looks technical. That looks like his VR
whatever
set.
it was, it gave him a meatball.
Yeah. Right. So that's that sorted. Right. Nikolai Bogatyrov is on the chat. Why is Nikolai Bogatyrov not racing V8s like he normally does?
He couldn't make this season.
Oh, really?
So, challenges up the front.
Nikolai says, I bet Johnny and Simon save so much fuel they don't even need to pit.
Well, they'll need to pit round here.
Yeah, they will. There's heavy fuel usage around Belle Isle, but Ant Woodward has just done the fastest lap of this race. This was looking like a good move from Andrew Wood there, but it didn't come to much.
Vincent has pitted, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Because he's now in third place, nearly 27 seconds behind Simon Trendle.
Yeah, the top two cars and Andrew Wood, who we were just on with, are the only ones that have not pitted at all. After that, I don't know what the hell's going on because some cars pitted on lap 1.
Yeah, well, your top 4 was Skillbeck, Brandon, Trendle, and Phillips, wasn't it? Stephen Phillips is now out of. Oh no, Rob Woodhouse was up there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Stephen Phillips is out of it because of that meatball.
Yes. He's
Vincent
a lap down.
Skillbeck is going to have a very large lead over Bob Woodhouse.
He already has. So.
Simon Trendle just had something happen. No, he didn't. That was SDK. Sorry. No, it wasn't. No, Vincent's got him.
Yes, he has. He's in front of him.
So Simon has pitted?
Yes, he has. One
Yes.
lap ago, yeah. 2 laps ago for Vincent. And Bob Woodhouse is under pressure from Old Man O'Connor, but Old Man O'Connor pitted on lap 1 in the incident-fraught disaster fest.
Yeah, Bob Woodhouse will have some feel goods on that car for a little while.
Yeah, he'll pull away there. It's funny, everybody seems to want to get rid of the tyres as quick as they can, or rather, round about halfway through. Nobody's really running it dry apart from Johnny Brandon, all on his own.
Well, this could be close between Johnny Brandon and Vincent Skillbeck
All right.
when Johnny pits.
Tell you what, the behaviour of that car looks like he's got no issues whatsoever and he's absolutely tearing it to pieces.
Yeah, trouble is,
And
I
he's
think
got scrapes.
Vincent and Simon are now turning faster laps than Johnny.
Yeah, by quite a lot looking at that. Vincent particularly, 1.1 second a lap faster right now. Maybe this is another Vincent victory. What do you think?
Yeah, although you would say Johnny is probably going to come out in third.
What was Simon?
Simon second, Vincent first, but Johnny's going to have the newest tyres of the bunch.
Yeah, but overtaking round here is so difficult.
It is, but when there's a disparity with tyres, we've seen, haven't we, before the launch you can get out of a corner with newer tyres.
Yeah, that's Lane just emptying his catheter, by the way. And coming out right behind, who's that? Jack Wells, yeah. This is for 10th place, so this isn't shabby, is it? These are good points on offer here.
They certainly are, especially in the feature race. Double points from the sprint race.
Tell you what, Jack Wells, he must be pretty handy. We're halfway through a feature race of V8s and he's in 10th place. Never seen him before.
With a clean car as well.
I know, yeah. Odd. That won't last.
Commentator's curse there.
Absolutely. Bram Dubois, 1 place in front of him, 9th. Doing a great job. First race. This is his first race.
This is, yes. Yeah.
Just in front of him and showing the fact that Simon the car gets you up the field. Andrew Wood in 8th. Sam Boozin yet to crash in 7th. He's been in the pits 3 times. He has. He's been in the pits 3 times. He's still in 7th. Half a car right is in 6th at the minute. That's Phil Keck behind, who's in 18th at the moment. Sorry, Mrs. Keck. What's her name?
Carol.
Carol, sorry. And Woodward, up 12 places from the start. I don't think he could get lower, could he? I think he started motherless last.
Yeah, he's having a good one this race, though.
He is, yeah. He's absolutely recovering the situation. He's been in the pits twice and doing a great job. Bob Woodhouse is in front of him by 3.5 seconds now. 3.25 seconds, sorry. He's down a bit from his start position, but the people in front of him, the names will explain the reason why. The first one of which, 11.5 seconds ahead, is Simon Trendle. You can see where Vincent Scaleback is, because he's right there. That's not even a second. And then Johnny Brandon, at the minute, yet to pit, is a whopping 22 seconds ahead. Now, I say whopping, that's going to vanish pretty quick, right, when he visits pit road?
He's going to lose 26 seconds when he pits.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
36.
He's probably, well, he'll take less fuel, won't he? So.
No, because the distance is the same. If you have 2 pit stops, then yes, it benefits you. Unless he's fuel saving every corner.
I still think the later they stop, the less fuel they take, because they push it that much more with the fuel strategy.
Oh,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Who is that in front of him? Because he's got not much on his car. No, it's not Jamie. I'm going to have to find Johnny again. So, who's the car in front of him? Is it Shubham? It is. Shubham's got no bonnet. But he's doing alright, you know. 12th place.
Yeah.
That's a good result. If he can stay there, good grief. That's a whole bag full of points. The car in front of him is Lane O'Connor. But he's got a long way to go to get to him. 9.8 seconds to Lane O'Connor from Shubham here. And Lane O'Connor's literally just overtaken Jack Wells. I'm going to have to see that again.
Yeah, Shubham just got out of the way for Johnny. Well done.
Yeah. Oh my God, how far away is he for this overtake?
It's got to be a mistake, isn't it?
Has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't hit anything though, so good effort from Jack Wells. Not hitting stuff is half the battle in a V8, isn't it?
It certainly is. And especially round here, because there's a lot of things to hit.
Yeah, Furnich is quite close. Oh dear. Jonathan Cole's just crashed. Oh, Stephen Phillips has just crashed. What's going on? This one could be messy, Clyde. If you're easily upset by blood, I would look away. Oh. Is that it?
Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, but he's reset the car.
Yeah, but he's in that really awkward, narrow part of the track, isn't he?
Oh, so he didn't want to get hit. No, good call. Fair enough. And he's back on track now anyway. You think he just used his fast repair?
Yeah, there was still obviously definitely a toe involved there.
Oh, yeah. Right, so Johnny Brandon still hanging it out there without a pit stop yet.
Yeah, I still think Johnny will come out in third.
Let me see where I think he'll come out. So he's going to lose. I think he's going to come out in. I think he's going to come out in 5th. Yeah, controversy.
Yeah.
Maybe 6th, in my opinion.
I think you're FOS.
Dare I ask?
No.
Okay then, cheers. Is that a military term, or is that just something that I've not twigged on yet? Oh, I know what it is now. It's alright, my brain's done it. I'm definitely full of something, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's fine. Ooh. Alright. So Jonathan Cole crashed, and I've got a couple of people that have passed him. He's still running though, that's fine. No need to show that. He's still learning the car. See, I'm a nice guy. Right, so Simon is very, very slowly catching Vincent. And when I say slowly, it's like a couple of tenths a second. A couple of tenths a lap, rather.
I say a couple of tenths a second, that would
That's
be rapidly
brilliant, isn't it? That's awesome. It's like he was going backwards.
He is right on him now.
Yeah. He's got the toe, though, hasn't he, now? So
He's going to try and do to Vincent what he did to Adam in race 1.
Yeah.
Give him some pressure and see if he cracks. 15 minutes to go.
I'm just going to switch to another battle because it's hotting up. That is Andrew Wood in front of Bram. And Bram is really quick, actually, isn't he? There's no slouch, clearly.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Johnny Brandon because he's going to have to pit very shortly.
Yeah, he's only got, well, there's 15 minutes to run, 14 actually. I think he's got
Just
about
started another lap.
Yeah, I think he's got 4 minutes worth of fuel if my calculations are right. It's quite a big pit window here. I don't think Bram's sponsors are going to be very happy. Not on the left, not on the right hand side of the car or the rear.
Perhaps he didn't want a sponsor.
Maybe
He's done some tactical rubbing.
Yeah. Thinks the paint's holding him back.
Well, he tried lightening his car in race 1, didn't he?
He
By
did.
losing panels.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think race 2 he's just trying to lose paint.
Oh, Vincent!
There we go.
Vincent. Right, let's have a look. He's all on his own. He really is all on his own.
Yeah, he took a lot of speed in there.
Oh, and then got a bit of a tap and a push, and
There was nothing Simon could have done about that, to be fair.
no, definitely not. I mean, what are you going to do with that? On board, or on the front nose, rather. Yeah, he's just bumped right into his way, hasn't he? If you know what I mean.
A couple of stabs on the brake, didn't he, Vincent, to try and get that woad up. Johnny Brandon's in the pits.
Oh, right, let's go back live. I seriously think he's coming out in like 5th. He's on his way in now. Where's everybody else on the track map? So, number 1 car on your track map is Simon Trendle. So he's about to go around the last of the turns. So he's overtaken Johnny. 91 is Vincent. Right, let's see what happens here. If he comes out in 3rd, I'm going to spit.
Start spitting.
Yeah. Where's Bob Woodhouse when I need him? There he is. Oh, man, that was close. That was close. Come on, Bob. Prove me right somewhere. Oh, dear. Hate's a very strong word, isn't it? Oh, that's Mike Frost on the chat. He's woken up. Clive.
I shall just engage smug mode for a minute.
Yeah. It's like Crichton off Red Dwarf. Smug mode engaged. Alright, so Johnny's going to have nice feel-goods underneath that car. I think he'll absolutely chomp his way through the 4.8 seconds to Vincent Skilbeck once his tyres get good. I don't know that he's got much to do with overtaking him, though, with the time that's left. What do you think?
Yeah, there's only 11 minutes left, isn't there? So
Yeah, it's a lot of time per lap, isn't it?
keep an eye on the lap times and we'll do a quick mental calculation. I don't know, maybe Johnny had already resigned himself to 3rd position and took that particular pit strategy to ensure that's where he finished.
Maybe. It'd be very un-Johnny Brandon to do that, though, wouldn't it, really?
It would.
Tell you what, we've seen these two battle before, Jamie Wilson and Tony Kloosterman, but never for 14th place, I don't think. Welcome to Belle Isle, killer of cars.
I'd just like to say our driver on 14 incident points is still on 14 incident points.
That's impressive. That really is impressive, to be fair. Because you were saying that after about 12 minutes, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is Mike Frost not racing this season?
Especially this season with new drivers.
Yeah.
Plenty of drivers. Well, we're seeing it tonight. There's battles up and down the field. So, ooh, Johnny Brandon was a bit wild.
Right. This is Andrew Wood under pressure from Bram Dubois, who he's quite racy, isn't he, Bram Dubois? I like that.
Andrew Wood,
no.
10.
Sorry?
Andrew Wood up in the top 10.
I know, yeah.
That'll do his confidence no harm.
Not at all. I mean, that's given that he started with us last season, it shows that the improvements can be made, and practice and seat time and racing with these guys all improves your racecraft and your ability to finish further up the field.
Well, a lot of the races last season, he was, 2 seconds off the pace. So
yeah, good point. This is Rob Venn having problems. Oh, the problem, I think, was the car behind him.
It certainly was, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know who that was either.
Was it? It obviously wasn't Bram.
No.
Was it Ant Woodward? No, because Ant Woodward's right up the front there.
Do you know what? I've not got a clue.
Was it?
Could it have been Tony? I think it was Tony.
That was very un-Tony like.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny has nearly caught Vincent.
What, already?
Yeah.
Good grief. He had like 4 seconds to make up. Has Vincent had a moment? No, not according to SDK, but we know how reliable that can be. And there's Vincent, and there is Johnny. I think that might be... Is that Shaban? No, that's not Shaban.
No, that's
the one in the yellow?
Jonathan Cole.
Jonathan Cole. Ah, right, yes. Oh, hang on.
Here's Johnny.
Yep, and that was very easy on new tyres, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wow.
Right, shall we say it so it happens?
Go
He's
on.
not going to catch Simon Trendle with 6.5 seconds behind.
He probably will, because he was 1.2 seconds faster last lap. No, he wasn't. He was 0.8 of a second faster. Got my laps the wrong way around.
I'm seeing another meatball for Stephen Phillips.
Oh, you are, because he's just crashed twice. I'm not kidding either. His car looks clean. Oh, crabbing. You see it crabbing
That
down
is
the road?
crabbing, yeah.
Yeah. And then that's classed as a crash, apparently. And
Yeah,
then
that wasn't when it happened, was it? That happened before that.
he's waiting for a gap in traffic, is what he's doing. And then he's... Oh, that looked technical though, didn't it, really? Maybe not. Maybe...
No, it looked like he's had some wall somewhere.
Yeah. It's not registered on my screen. I've got him down as crashed twice, but that's probably because he moved about an inch. And then it crashed him again. Yeah, so Jonathan Cole benefits from that. He's moved forward a position. Stacey Boyd out of the race, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Stacey's
13
parked
laps
it.
down.
Yeah.
So this is Johnny Brandon. He is absolutely munching away at that lead, but he's going to run out of time surely. 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 seconds. He needs to make a 1.5 seconds a lap, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he's making about 8/10 a lap at the moment, which is quite big, but that'll diminish when his tyres start going off. This is Bram still chasing Andrew Wood. He's not. He's moved further away, to be fair. Tony Closterman still chasing Jamie Wilson. These XVR cars in red, they really are foxing with my brain.
Yeah. We're used to blues and greens and whites, aren't we?
We are. I did wonder if I had a curb cam. There we go. Bit late now. Oh, hang on.
Gilbeck.
Yeah, what's he doing in pit road? And he's stopping in pit road. Is he light on fuel? He popped up for tyres. Eh? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, to be honest, there was that much of a gap to Adam Wright that if he was, he had enough time to take tyres as well. So
Yeah.
that had already dropped him out of that top 4. So yeah, I'd probably agree with that. You might as well take tyres and see what you can do.
But 5 minutes to go. Do you reckon he was low on fuel then?
He must have underfueled at the pit stop
Wow.
and hoping to save enough, but couldn't manage it.
It's difficult to save fuel around here. It's all heavy stops and heavy acceleration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bram really getting on intimate terms with Andrew Wood now.
Yeah, there's only 3 minutes to go. Somebody's stolen my mouse cursor again.
Oh, Bram got a massive bag full of wheel spin coming out of the first turn of the complex. Sorry, what were you saying?
That's right, someone stole me my mouse,
Ah,
but I've got it back.
was it Shelby? Oh, do you want to watch this?
Is this old man?
It is.
Yes. I'm so glad I didn't say what I was going to say then, because I almost pointed out about 2 minutes ago that he was doing really well and he was 10th.
Yeah, he's only lost one position, which is impressive given that he had to do a full 360 on it. He lost a position to Jack Wells, who's in council colours for now. Is he? Or is that his colours? No, that's his colours, isn't it?
Yeah, Simon Trendle has just taken the white flag.
Oh, right.
And I've just been on board with Simon Trendle, and it is the most out of control I've ever seen him.
Really?
Yeah.
Good grief. I mean, he doesn't need to be, does he? Because he's 5.4 seconds ahead. Phil Keck. Oh, I was hoping he wouldn't do that, but never mind.
In a strange, weird parallel universe, these new drivers are going to learn so much from this race.
Massive amounts. Even something like that, the reason we fall over is so we can learn to pick ourselves up off the floor again, and that's absolutely true of driving these V8s. You know what not to do. I mean, you'll do it 16 times before you realise how to not do it again. Is that right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Right then, we have some very close battles still. They're still raging. Stephen Phillips has now left pit road.
Simon Trendle about to take the checkered flag.
There we go. He's over the line. Johnny Brandon has yet to cross the line. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he's just gone over. Bob Woodhouse. Followed very closely by Ant Woodward in fourth. Vincent Skilbeck. I thought he would finish better, but he had to pit again. I don't get that. I don't know what happened. Must be fuel.
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be fuel, yeah.
And then Adam,
who was our driver on 14 incident points.
Was he really? Good effort then, really.
And probably carried those for about 50 minutes.
Sam Boozin in the top 10, 7th place. And Andrew Wood followed very closely back by Bram Dubois. And then everybody else has finished already because they were at least a lap down from the leaders. Well, good grief, Clyde. That was probably the most eventful first race of a season I can remember.
Yeah, you're not far wrong. You know, we're following the official schedule, and it just so happened that the Belle Isle gods lined up with the start of our season gods, and a tough opener, I think, is the nicest way to say it. It's nice when you start off. There isn't really any easy tracks, but it is nice when you start off somewhere a little bit easier.
Watkins Glen or somewhere like that.
Yeah. But it is what it is. Barcelona historic next. That's not too bad. But then we go into the new Willow Springs. We go into Oschersleben. We go into Jerez. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. All the drivers are driving on the same track because Pete's not out there doing a different layout. And this one's done and dusted now. And every single driver, even the Simon Trendles with a double win, will learn something from tonight.
Definitely. Right, so I think we've now gone official. Why is everybody going so fast? No idea.
It's the super sprint race.
I think it is. Sorry, I'm going crazy, kind of. There we go. Right, okay. Yeah, we have gone official. Just. Hey, work first time this time, funnily enough.
Peace. So, round 2 of season 14. Another win for Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Perfect way to start his championship defence. Johnny Brandon second, XVR OAPs. Bob Woodhouse in third for NQR Europe, with teammate Ant Woodward bagging the big points in fourth. Vincent Skilbeck after that, unexpected pit stop for us anyway, in fifth for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. BSTV Esports Green and Adam Wright in sixth. Who would have thought that after the first lap? Sam Booz in seventh, BSTV Esports Esia. Andrew Wood outshining teammate Jamie Wilson. Finishes 8th for Team Chimera. NQR Europe and Bram Dubois in 9th. Jack Wells Beast Racing in 10th. Old Man O'Connor 11th for XVR OAPs. And Privateer Shubham Vaseka in 12th. Jamie Wilson, the worst Chimera driver in that race, 13th. NQR North America, Tony Kloosterman in 14th. Rob Ben 15th for BSTV Esports Green. Privateer Phil Keck in 16th. 17th, Ivan Batman's Track Velocity Racing. Jonathan Cole was 18th, Privateer, and Stephen Phillips, Dashhound Racing in 19th. And last but not least, Stacey Boyd, Privateer in 20th.
Well done.
Whew.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, all that, isn't it?
It certainly is. And literally, before we go anywhere else, I asked the new drivers to come in and have an interview at the end of the race. And I can see Jack Wells is in there straight away, so I'm dragging him in.
Oh, right, okay.
Jack Wells, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. So tell us all about it. How did you find that?
Yeah, that was a shock to the senses. I think that was the first race I've done in this car. So I know that there's a few newbies for this season. So yeah, a bit of a shock.
Yeah. So first race in the car, baptism of fire at Belle Isle. What was your tactics tonight? Was it survival? Was it see what you could do? Was you not sure what you could do?
Yeah, obviously I'm not familiar with any of the guys in the league, so I didn't really know where I sat pace-wise. So I mean, everyone was really consistent when they were keeping out of the walls, so that was tough, and that's one of my strengths usually is being consistent and just keeping it clean. So that was my goal. I think I did that well in the heat race, and then in the feature race, the whole shenanigans at turn one kind of threw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, but overall, 8th in the first race, 10th in the second race. That's pretty good going for somebody that doesn't know the car and like you say, is not sort of familiar with all the drivers. So you must be pleased.
Yeah, definitely happy with the result overall. I think at the end of the feature race, I was a bit annoyed with myself because I made a mistake during the pit stop phase. So I could have probably finished 7th or 8th in the feature race. But other than that, yeah, I didn't hit any walls or anything. I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah.
Well, and so do we. So we always let drivers have a shout out before we let them disappear and talk racing rubbish with all the other drivers like they like to do in the interview waiting room. So any shout outs from you?
Yeah, just my team, Beast Racing. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a paint scheme ready for round one. Hopefully, we have one in the coming rounds of the season. But yeah, shout out to them for always supporting me.
Excellent. Well, pleasure having you in the series, and the best of luck for the rest of the season, Jack Wells.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Right, let's really annoy him, shall we, Pete? Let's get all the newbies in first. Let's get Bram Dubois in for you, Pete.
Okay, good evening, Bram Dubois. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, your first pair of races with us, our first race weekend of season 14. A bit of as Clyde said before, a baptism of fire putting V8s around Belle Isle. It's a bit like, it's nothing like actually doing bowling, with the little bumpers to either side of the 12-pin bowling or whatever it's called, 10-pin bowling. This one doesn't work for you, does it? It's
you just invented a new game.
I know, it's class, isn't it? I can do anything. Nobody can do anything about it. I have complete control over what's happening right now. Anyway, but yeah, it's the concrete walls around Belle Isle. Not necessarily your friend tonight, were they?
Well, I got a bit lucky in the two big accidents in the first corner.
Yeah.
The first I had a really bad start, so I was far enough back to miss it all. And the second one, I forgot who it was. Someone did a jump start, and I tried to squeeze by him, so I was almost on the grass on the inside, so I missed everything again.
Oh right, okay. Well, maybe it worked out lucky for you. Your first race, your first race, you finished 16th. Where were you? You were second for NQR Europe. You were only beaten by Bob Woodhouse, who finished 9th. And then in the second race, you finished 9th. Was anybody ahead of you? Yeah, both Bob and Ant were ahead of you in the second race for your own team. I mean, so all in all, not a bad night's racing. To be fair, you got a top 10 in the second race. Your
Yeah,
car
it's not
looked a
bad.
bit second hand after what happened right at the very start of race 2, but you seem to avoid the most of the mess.
Yeah, I got a bit lucky because it seemed like most people were not lucky. And suddenly a safety car comes out. I'm like, I'm 8. I think Ant and Steven had to pit, so I was suddenly 6th.
Yeah, it's a good
And
feeling
then,
when you get that, isn't it? But it disappears quick.
yeah, suddenly Anthony was back in my mirror. And I was like, where the hell did he come from? He had a meatball flag, so that was a bit annoying, but yeah, still,
But
P10's not bad.
yeah,
I finished the race on the lead lap, so
yeah. I mean, that's when you consider that I think 5 cars didn't. You've done very well. Some cars had visited pit road 4 times before the end of the end of the second race. Did you enjoy it though? That's the main thing.
yeah, I liked it. It was a bit getting hot at the end, both on track and here in my room. So it doesn't help with the focus. And, I need a bit get used to. Normally I do only the official races, which are still quite short.
Yeah,
So
these
the
are
long
pretty
runs,
epic. Yeah.
the tires are gone.
And that's part of the challenge. But what it will give you is it'll give you far more car control when you get back into the officials again, because you'll know how to handle the car with very old, very hot tyres in these more like endurance races, and it'll make you super fast when you get back into the officials. So just bear with it; it'll come to you in the end.
Yeah.
Next time out on July 29th, we are at Barcelona for the historic track. So none of that silly chicane at the end of the track. It's the double right-hander. Barcelona, Catalunya, is that a track that you have driven a lot?
I still need to buy it.
That'll be a no then, Clyde. Do you think that's a no? I don't think.
Always like to hear that when drivers don't own the track.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a roller coaster for you, that's for sure. I suggest putting some lap time in, because there's some very, very sharp corners and some corners that you really have to carry as much speed as you can through. So you'll figure that out when you get there, and you're in a stable with NQR, which will help you along that journey. So milk it for all it's worth, because they're great guys.
Yeah, they're a good bunch.
Anybody
They're a fast bunch.
some of them are very fast. Yeah, absolutely. Apart from Ant Woodward, who likes to rage quit very quickly. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Actually, I had a quite good race with Andrew. He was like when he came off pit road. I tried to get in front of him.
Yeah, Andrew Wood. Yeah, we watched a lot of that, to be honest.
I got stuck behind him actually a bit, so maybe a bit frustrated, but yeah. I hope maybe to be able to catch Samuel, but yeah, driving behind someone is maybe sometimes better. Otherwise, I lose focus and would have visited the wall a few times.
Yeah. Anybody else you'd like to thank?
My teammates, of course. I hope to be able to get a bit more practice in, because I only arrived back here at home Friday, so still a bit jet lag.
Right. Where's home? Where's home for you?
Belgium.
Belgium. Right. Okay. You'll have to have a conversation with Sam Boozing over.
Don't mention the chips.
I was just going to mention Belgian fries, because I still don't think they exist. I don't think they're a real thing. But you can have a chat to him about that. Congratulations on a really successful first race week with us. Bram de Bois, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, carrying on with the newbies. I was going to bring in Shrubbery Vaseline, but he's muted. So let's bring in Mr. Jonathan Cole. Welcome to the booth.
Oh, hi. Good evening.
Good evening. Right, first of all, quick question.
Yeah.
Your iRacing club is down as international. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Malta. in
Malta.
So our
Oh,
first Malteser.
I bet you are absolutely melting at the moment.
Yeah, well, thankfully not where I am because I'm in my room basically. Thanks for technology and air conditioning. But
Hey, good
yeah,
effort. Yeah, nice.
during the day, it's not an easy place to be outside.
Yeah, right. So let's talk racing then. So your first time out with us in the league. Do you have much experience in the V8 as a car?
Well, the only experience I've had so far was over on Assetto Corsa using the free V8 mod on there. But other than that, I used to drive iRacing a little bit back in 2010, and I used to drive the V8 just a little, but then I stopped for a long while and just got back into it in the last couple of months. So yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, yeah. So how are you finding it? Tough going? Enjoyable? Frustrating?
Well, I like the V8 itself due to the lack of assists, because I like cars that actually provide a challenge, but definitely not the greatest first circuit to ease things in, because yeah, I think I even find Bathurst easier than this one.
Yeah, it definitely was a baptism of fire. We've called it, especially for the new drivers to the league, and also the experienced drivers. It's not really a track that they would like to have started off, but you know, you're only going to get better. That's a given.
Yeah, it's out of the way now, sort of.
Exactly. Yes. So what's the plan going forward? Do you get much time for practice and things like that?
Well, I'm still very rusty on setting up the car. I mean, the best I could do was downloading one from Major's Garage, which I guess felt a bit better than the normal iRacing one, the basic one, the baseline one. But other than that, didn't mess around much with it. So I just, used that setup because the one I practiced with and, survived basically.
Yeah, well, top tip for setups, always reach out on our Discord channel because there are a lot of drivers out there that will share their setups and give you pointers and all the rest of it. It's one of those leagues. It's not everybody's exclusive to everybody else. They will share, they will help. So make sure you do that for next time, which is Barcelona. And the historic layout. So a bit easier than tonight, and a bit more seat time under your belt, and what's your plan for the season? I think is what I'm trying to get at. Is this season just about getting back into iRacing, getting used to the car, survival, and then take it from there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not aiming to any high places, that's for sure, because I won't make it. But I guess I could maybe aim mid, sort of, or well, at least not last. But yeah, most of it though is going to be just enjoyment of driving the car within a decent field of experienced drivers, and that's about it, really.
Well, that's always good to hear. We're going to have to let you go because we've got about 73,000 drivers wanting an interview tonight. Any shout outs you want to give? Any mentions? Any thanks to anybody before we let you go?
Well, if they're still watching, a couple of friends of mine, the Jonathan Cole fan club, if you're still there, shout out to them. So yeah, that's about it though.
Well, there's no harm in having a fan club of two because Pete has got a fan club of one, and that is Pete.
Yes, it is.
Well, we're glad you enjoyed yourself, and hopefully we'll see you out on track next time at Barcelona. Jonathan Cole.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Okay, Pete. He's not muted, so we're going to get him. It's going to be Shrubbery Vaseline.
Shubham Vasaikar. Easy for me to say. Good evening.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. So, you've got the USA flag as your place of residence. Where are you based?
I'm from Boston.
Boston, right? Okay. Well, it's quite a nice place to be, actually. I like Boston. Nice tea parties where you throw all the tea in the sea. But that's true, isn't it? I'm sure I've got that bit of history at least right, but never mind. How did you find your first two races tonight for V8ESC? Where did you finish in the first one? A bit rough in the first one, about 18th, but you did fantastically well in the second one, up 6 places 12th place.
Yes, yes. The first race was going well for me up until it wasn't. But
Yeah.
yeah, second one I think went very good, and I'm glad to have finished where I did. Just about managed was managing to stay ahead in the lead lap, but lost it at the end there. That's fine. It's literally my third race in this car ever, so I'm happy to have performed the way I did. It's a
Wow.
quite
Yeah.
drive, and it's difficult track as well. So yeah.
Yeah, you've done very, very well in that case. Even to aspire to finish on the lead lap with the kind of guys that are in here, they're some of the fastest V8 racers in the world. You can only learn a lot from these guys. So our advice to pretty much all of the guys that are new to the series and new to the racing community of BSTV and the Simability V8ESC guys is learn from the guys around you. Join the practice sessions. Join their little officials that happen usually on a Friday. I don't know whether that's still a thing or not, but it used to be. Everybody will share lots of things with you: advice, setups, lines into corners, all of that sort of stuff. Some of them will even sit with you for hours on end going through telemetry. If you can find Chris Jackson, I'm sure he'll bore you to death with the amount of technical knowledge that he's got. He doesn't race, but he still helps out everybody in the community. So there's a lot to gain from being here. Did you enjoy it though? That's the main point.
Yes, yes. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a challenge, and yeah, it was quite fun. I was was mentally exhausted by the end of the second race, but it was quite a lot of fun. And on your previous point, I would like to say I've been in the Discord for about a month, and everyone's been excellent. And there's a lot of help. There's a lot of telemetry data in the Garage 61 and all the teams that have been formed over there. So it's good to know. And hopefully, as I get some more time, I'll be able to join some more officials with these guys and practice more and do some more races.
No, that's excellent. And next time out, we go to, where did we say we were going? I've forgotten already.
Barcelona Historic, I think.
Oh yeah, it is Barcelona Historic. Don't need Clyde at all. It's an easier one to learn. It's got some very, very tricky corners in it. Have you raced that track in other cars at least?
I have.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, that'll help you no end. A bit of track knowledge and a bit of hometown advantage, if you can get that, is always good. By doing as many laps around there as you can. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and start practicing for the race on the 29th of July?
Thanks to everyone really who helped on the Discord. Tony Klusterman, Phil Keck. There've been lots of help. Thanks to the Garage 61 team that was set up. I got a lot of telemetry info from there, some setups from there. So that was all very helpful. Yes, thanks to everyone on the Discord, and thank you all for organizing this nice league. So to be a part of it going forward.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we can't wait to see you racing again. Next time out, Shubham Vasaikar.
Excellent. So we got a lot of the new drivers in tonight. Didn't get Phil Keck, did we? That's a shame.
No.
So I suppose we better talk to some
Did we get
winners.
Carol? Did we get Carol or not?
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's turn to the old goat, shall we? And bring in double race winner Simon Trendle. Welcome to the booth.
Evening. Why are you interviewing me? There's lots more interesting people to interview.
No, you're always interesting. We like you mainly because you take the piss out of your teammate.
Yeah.
So, as championship, you obviously want to reclaim the title, or not reclaim, but keep hold of the title, and it doesn't get much better than winning the opening 2 rounds, does it?
No. I got lucky in that second race. My life flashed before my eyes in turn 1 when I was on the inside and there's cars on the outside of me, and then suddenly the cars on the outside of me just came to a stop. You know when you're on a train and things start moving the other way, you sort of lose. I thought, oh no, I'm going to go in a wall because I don't know where I actually am anymore. I don't know where that put me. I think it's like 4th or 5th.
That's every day for Pete.
And then
Yeah,
Jamie gave me
true.
has given me tons of material this race for taking the piss out of him. So he's making it too easy, so I'm not going to bother. Make this interview short.
Race 1, Adam right in front of you, and it, I don't know, to me it looked like, you know, it's not an easy track to pass on without the driver in front of you making a mistake, and it looked like you pressured him into that mistake. Is that fair?
You'll have to ask him that question, but it was the only mistake he made, so I do feel a little bit bad for him. But yeah,
that never feel bad for Adam. And then, like you say, race 2, it was, again, it looked like you, probably Johnny, Stephen Phillips were, well, yeah, quite happy in the first half of the race, sitting where you was, and you know, you obviously had your fuel stops planned in your head, and then everything just sort of fell in place for you.
yeah, pretty much from what I've been listening to in the interview, even there, it sounds like we were the only ones who knew what we were doing fuel-wise after the safety. Everyone else seems to have just been a bit confused. Their numbers are a bit off, and I finished with like just over a lap's worth of fuel, which would have been the extra lap that I was like 2 seconds short of. So yeah, I think everyone else was distracted working out fuel and whatnot, and were making mistakes and things. I know Vincent underfueled from what he said. I am sorry for hitting him. I couldn't do anything about it. His car went round the corner, and then it went to the exit of the corner, found the wall, and came to a stop. And I did my best, but I'd taken the curve, and there was two of my wheels went on the ground at that time. So yeah, nothing I could do there.
Yeah, I think we said in commentary it was one of those things, wasn't it? There literally wasn't any time for you to react or anywhere else for you to go. So, and I'm sure Vincent understands that anyway. But yeah, massive haul of points for you tonight, with your 2 wins, and everybody, as usual, is chasing Simon Trendle. So congratulations. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yep, you guys for the broadcast, running the league. Obviously, it's great fun. Obviously, my 4th season now. Yeah, it's 4th, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and everyone's turned up. Lots of new people who you should, you've obviously been speaking to, I think. So, welcome to those guys, and hopefully they had fun, because that was a bit of a chaotic race, as Detroit always gives. Yeah. And I'll go back to finishing second in the Clios on Friday.
Excellent. Well, thanks as always, double race winner Simon Trendle.
See ya.
Right, you got a choice. No, you haven't got a choice. I'm just going to bring Johnny Brandon in.
Right, I thought so. That's why I've already clicked it on the stream. Johnny Brandon, good evening.
Evening. Getting day 2, yeah.
Yeah. It's like we only spoke yesterday. But yeah, you've returned to V8s, brought Old Man O'Connor with you, and brought yourself back to the top of the leaderboards yet again.
Not quite, but yeah,
not quite. Well,
tentatively.
A third and a second. You know, you're building momentum. Let's say, traveling in the right direction. Have you missed it?
I don't know at the moment. It's all a bit of a blur.
Well, Belle Isle's not the best place to come back to, is it? To be honest, even for a fast racer,
I think the only way there could have been a worse track for me to come back and try and get back into the V8, it would have been Monaco or something like.
Yeah.
It was shocking. But I'm over the mood with those results. Especially at race 2. I think I did a terrible strategy, but. Yeah, it's I don't know. I have no idea how it worked out, but I just couldn't work out how much fuel I needed. I was clueless, so I just kept going until it ran out, and then remembered at the last minute there's an auto fuel on iRacing, so press that.
Simple as that, folks. Simple as
yeah.
that. That's class. Yeah, I thought you were going to be further down the field than you were. Clyde was convinced you were coming out in third, and that's what happened in the end. You overcame Bob Woodhouse with a really quite smart overtake on very nice brand new rubber, and made it look very easy. But Simon, he's got a couple of recent championships under his belt at the moment, so he's going to be difficult for you to lever out of that top spot. But I think if there's anybody going to do it, it's probably going to be you, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that this season. I haven't touched the car for a year, so, and I haven't done a lot of practice. I was racing the Clios yesterday. I know he was, but he's been racing the car regular.
Yeah.
So I think once we get to the more normal tracks, it'll be a bit more interesting to see where I am. But I've got a lot to relearn, shall we say? And yeah, I don't feel like I was on it very much there. And Simon, Adam was rapid, Tony was rapid. They both had some incidents. Otherwise, they would have been ahead of me. They would have beat me.
Well, that's part of the equation, though, isn't it? Keep it out of the walls.
Tough,
yeah.
But I'll keep trying.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll keep enjoying what you're doing. It's been great having you back in both the Clios and in the V8s. Very entertaining again. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your 2 podiums tonight?
Yeah, just you guys for having me back. Everybody else in the league. It was fun. It was hard work, but it was fun. And that's mainly because of everybody, the driving standards and people in the league. Lane O'Connor for being allowed out of the home onto the rig for the weekend to do some racing and coming to help me. So yeah, thanks very much, guys.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for tonight, Johnny Brandon, everybody.
Okay, I suppose we better bring in another runner-up from tonight. Adam Wright, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
So you probably don't want to talk about race 2. Let's talk about race 1.
I'm actually more impressed with race 2 than race 1, if I'm honest.
I was impressed with your 14 incident points after 11 minutes and finishing on 14 incident points. That was impressive. But I want to know about race 1. I thought you had that in the bag. I personally didn't think that Simon Trendle had anything, any tactic to get past you. We know he's a clean driver, so he wouldn't bump you out of the way. He was relying on you to make a mistake, and you made one mistake in the whole race, and it cost you the win. Is that fair?
Pretty much bang on. Yeah, it is bang on. I mean, that race was exactly why I love racing this car with these guys, because it was intense. But there was no way. I don't think he had a way to get by. And all it was going to take is a little error. And I just got distracted by, I can't remember who it was. Not even. I was just thinking. Where am I going to catch him? And I missed my brake marker by about 5 meters. That's all it was.
It's what we mentioned during the broadcast. We see you flash your lights, and then you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after the race, so was you angry with yourself for making that mistake and losing concentration, or was happiness involved because second in that sort of field is fantastic?
Yeah, again, I tell you, you're right on the ball today. Yeah, I didn't expect.
Pete that drags me down, to be honest. I should do this on my own.
Yeah, I think maybe going forward we should. Yeah, exactly that again. I come into this race and I've seen some of the guys who've got real quick, and I've been messing around with the TCR and other things, so I thought I'm going to struggle a little bit. Top 5, I was thinking, if I can get top 5 again, happy days. And even in practice, I was like, Christ, I can't get there. What's going on? And then I've done the quali lap, and yeah, well happy to get pole. And yeah, so I'm happy with the result, but really annoyed I made that little error. But I'm trying to not let it get to me, because it's just about enjoying the racing, to be fair.
That's very, very true. And then obviously race 2 was a bit of a disaster from the off. But as I said jokingly, but I sort of meant it. It was very impressive. I looked at the incident points after the kerfuffle at the start, and you was on 14, and I'm like, Right. Well, on my screen, I'm watching Ant because Adam, sorry, any minute now he's going to be doing a drive-through. And then you pitted, and I thought, yes, this is the drive. No, hang on a minute, he's stopped in his pit stop. And then I watched you for the whole race, and I was convinced it was coming. I would have put my house on it. But yeah, you managed to get round without getting any more incident points.
Yeah, and I was pretty happy with race 2. It was a lonely race because I pitted so early to get clean air. But yeah, I had 3 incidents. I had the big one at the start, and then after the restart, someone spun on in turn 4. And I collected them, and then I had to wait to let everyone go. And then I was behind Lane after that, trying to chase him down, and I just lit him up out of 2 and hit the wall. And I thought that was it. Car's gone. So I let 3 cars go down the straight, trying to get out of the way, and then I thought, it actually don't feel too bad. And then I kept going, and yeah, and that's it. And I somehow got 6th. So I guess it's a high attrition rate, so...
Yes, it certainly was. But, you know, ultimately, with that field and that amount of cars, a couple of decent results for yourself. So you got to be happy with that. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Just Sam and Rob for being in the chat with me, racing around. Everyone who turned up, all the new guys. You shouldn't get put off by Belle for the first race, if they had a crap one. So we all had crap ones, I think. It's a difficult track, difficult car. So, yeah, hopefully they'll be back.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you next time out. Adam Wright.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Okay, let's have a look now. I suppose we better bring in Mr. Ant Woodward for you, as he had a 4th place finish.
Yeah, good evening, Ant. How is Wrexham today?
Sunny.
Sunny, right. Better than here, then, because it's been peeing down all day.
It's not. You just took me by surprise.
Oh, excellent. Good stuff.
Not the first time Pete's done that.
No, he. So anyway, I have to complain about the car colours because it's completely confused both me and Clyde all day because it's so far removed from what NQR colours have run in the past. Other than that, though, where did you finish in the first race?
Nowhere.
17th. Good grief. And in the second race, you managed to recover nearly all of your pride and finished 4th. Talk us through the first race first, because it's unlike you to finish in 17th and not rage quit. That's one, and more like you to finish 4th in the second race.
Thanks. Yeah, just unfortunate that on the opening sequence for the first turn, just squeezed and ended up pinged off. I barely got it back to the pits for the fast repair.
Was it you and Rob or you and Bram? I can't remember.
It was Rob.
Rob, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, where did he finish in the first one?
To be fair, it was netcode. We were
a
clear
big
of
pile
each
of
other,
it,
and then there was a ping, and that caused a second impact, which sort of sealed everyone's fate.
Yeah. We did autopsy that a couple of times, and it wasn't pretty, and it's defined your 2 races, to be honest. I wonder what would have happened in race 2 had you been further forward. Maybe you'd have been in the middle of the melee and a wrecked car, so maybe it did you a favour. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, well, race 2 was a whole other story.
Yeah.
Race 2, you probably don't even know. You probably didn't. Maybe you saw it. I don't know.
Now go on, explain. We'll go and find
17th to 6th.
Yeah. Oh no, fantastic. 4th. You finished 4th, by the way.
Yeah, 17th to 6th, but then safety off the start.
Oh, crikey.
Then the safety car.
That's ridiculous. Right.
So we're rolling behind the safety car, and I walled it in turn 12.
What, under caution?
Yep.
No.
Seriously.
How did we miss that, Clyde?
Pete.
Yeah.
I know, I shouldn't have said anything, but there you go. So ended up with a donut, had to pit.
Right.
Did that during the safety car, back to 13th, and then from there we went to 4th. So
wow.
I'm pretty happy with race 2, and good to be back in the V8s.
Yeah. We could have had so many more giggles, Clyde, if I was actually good at what I was doing.
We could have just replayed that the whole evening, couldn't we?
We could have done, yeah. with popcorn. But no.
You wouldn't have been able to replay the audio from in-car.
Oh, really?
I was not happy.
Was it a dark shade of blue, was it?
It certainly was, yeah.
Well, it's great to have you back. I'm sure there's plenty of rage quits for you to come this season, as ever, in the V8. We've got Barcelona next time, Circuit de Catalunya. It's the historic one, so it's the good one. Hopefully that will fare better for you in the first of the evening's races than this one did. But it is Belle Isle, it's Concrete City. You expect to crash and die here, and if you don't, then you get lucky and you're happy. But 4th place in race 2, you've got to be happy with that, right?
Take that all day long, yeah. It's
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Had to get a bit rough with a few people, but, it's Belle Isle.
Yeah, it's V8s. You don't see them in the real world being all nice and, after you, sir. No, after you. No, after you.
The gloves were off after race 1, so.
Yeah, too right. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your 4th and maybe just skip across the 17th?
Yeah, Stacey Jack Evie, as always, Simability team sponsors, NQR team, and especially a special one to Clyde.
Oh, hello.
Or the spawn of Satan. I just want to say something like, no matter who thinks he's the spawn of Satan, no one has done more for V8s in this side of the world, so except the boss, I'm contractually obliged to say that, but just a big shout out to Clyde for being V8 champion.
Damn.
It's a pleasure.
Oh my god, he's going to have such a big head for so long.
I'm already in smug mode.
I know, I can tell. Good grief. Anyway, thanks for ruining all of my weeks for the next few. And Woodward.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, so I don't want to talk to anybody else now after that one. I think we should leave it there. No, I forgot about Mr. Bob Woodhouse. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Now, I was so busy watching Adam Wright in that second race and praying that he was going to get another incident point, so we had a drive of shame. I forgot that you snuck into the podium. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to say I'm not surprised because you was rapid in the practice session. I think you were, if memory serves, you was top in the practice session. Well, just having a look down now. Yes, you was 7th in qualifying, but if you look at the 6 drivers in front of you, there's no shame in that. And I was like, do you know what? He could do something here. And then you had that unfortunate incident, didn't you, in race 1?
Yes, yeah. I got a reasonable start and got in between Johnny and Jamie. And then I think somebody in front of Johnny was a bit slow. So Johnny came over and then I was sandwiched and, tried backing out of that. And then Anthony was alongside. I bounced off of Jamie and, it was all a bit of a mess. But, a bit of a shame.
But,
you know, got my head down.
It's 10 to 10, so I'm all right. Shit happens.
Yes.
Head down.
Yes.
Where did you... So you started second because of the reverse grid.
Yes.
And I think I said this in the Clios last night. Something we've noticed in the Clios is on the reverse grids, the drivers that are starting on the first 2 rows are holding their own. And in previous V8 seasons, we've seen drivers that are not normally up there start on the first couple of rows, but you see them either make a mistake or you see them slowly tumbling down the grid. However, you didn't. You was up there and you was fighting.
Yeah. I think the safety car and everything else screwed me. I think I'd have been in for, a little bit better run if I could have sort of like got away and then the faster boys had a bit more time getting through the pack. But with the safety car out, they were, Vincent and Johnny were on and Simon, they were all queuing up right from the get-go. So, all I could do, it was just try to do my best and not make a mistake. And, carried it through and then ended up putting too much fuel in. But yeah.
Well, yeah. You say you put too much fuel in, you could be in Vincent's shoes and not put enough in.
I have more than enough.
I think
to give
every
Vince.
racer would rather put too much in than not enough.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I've done. And yeah, I think I finished with 17 litres. So yeah,
that is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've checked the times and so forth, and it looks like it only cost me about 5 seconds. So it's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And obviously, top NQR driver in that race too as well. So bragging rights for a fortnight.
Yeah. I mean, Anthony was putting me under a lot of pressure though. He was closing the whole of that last half hour. It seemed like.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get you, to be honest, because he is, the best driver in Wales.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the best one in NQR Europe, he'll tell you, and all.
Yeah. So, enjoying it still?
Yes, yeah, having fun. Yeah,
and good to see some new drivers as well.
Yeah, it's a stunning grid tonight. Really, really happy. Yeah, a lot of new faces and some old ones back, and yeah, a lot of the regulars. It's a really good grid. Just
and some really old ones if you count Tony.
Yeah. Let's just hope everyone sticks at it and it plays through the season.
I'm sure they will. I think if 20 cars at Belle Isle is, I think, a good pointer to where this season is going. So long may it continue. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go and celebrate your podium finish?
Yeah. Well, for you guys putting on the broadcast and Simability for the sponsorship. All the guys for turning up, all the NQR guys. And a bit of an apology to Rob then as well, because I made a mistake in the first race. And it is my mistake. I took myself out, and he was a unsuspecting victim. So apology to Rob then. And but that's pretty much all my shout outs.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure, mate, and we'll see you next time out.
Yes, indeed. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Okay, let's bring in the third best Team Chimera driver, Jamie Wilson.
Nice pause for dramatic effect there.
That was very Britain's Got Talent, I thought.
Yeah, and the winner is like 5 minutes of just drums or something.
Good evening, Jamie Wilson.
Hello, good evening. You must have some psychic powers to drag people out mid-sentence, because I think you've done it pretty much every time.
Yeah, it's talent that you just can't teach. So, race one, I would say, by the book, finished fifth, had some really, really good racing with Vincent and Tony Klusterman. I think you finished within a breath of each of them in the little sandwich that was going on there. And in race two, there was all sorts of chaos.
Let's focus on race one.
Okay, let's race one. We can end time just after you cross the line in fifth on that one.
Yeah,
it was a great race.
Watch it.
Yeah, it was dramatic. It was exactly what we expected of V8s. It was a good return to season 14, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a bunch of new people in that have demonstrated competence in this car, which is in itself a challenge to do. So fair play to them all. And I couldn't believe I qualified where I did.
That's very good.
One of those very rare laps. Everyone has this, I'm sure, where you're just doing a qualifying lap or a lap in practice or something, and you don't notice how fast you're going. Nothing feels different, and you look down at your delta at some point during the lap, and you just almost fall out of the seat. I didn't look until the second to last call. I saw it was green in my peripheral vision, but I thought, I'm up like a tenth or something. I looked down, it said minus 0.53. Eh? What? And I crossed the line, just was aghast in shock. Went through the first sector on the next lap, but it was 4 tenths down. I was like, no, I've peaked. That's it.
Yeah, time to retire. Yeah. No, that's good. I've never experienced that because I'm just too.
Oh,
slow.
of course, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't factor that in. So I'm sorry.
But yeah, really stellar performance in the first race. Very entertaining. Hopefully you had a bag full of fun. In the second race, you ended up in Melee Central, really, didn't you?
Yeah, well, no, and then yes. So
Yeah.
at the start, Ivan was sideways in front of me. I managed to sneak through it, and then
Yeah, because you were like fifth when they set off after the caution, when you're sixth or something.
well, no, I was further back than that because I don't know if you would have caught it with everything else going on, but as I went through, I got through that first melee. It was fine, and I sort of just made a vague noise at the others to warn them there was a crash going on. And then, so I was P2, I think, at that point. And then, like an absolute idiot, I managed to lock the car up going down to turn 3.
Yeah, we saw you sail off down the escape road.
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
And I thought for a split second I can rescue. It wasn't a really bad lock-up, so I thought I could rescue this. But I've got just like the entire population in my right mirror. So
Yeah.
because I didn't know how bad that crash was. I just saw there was just about 15 cars next to me. So I thought I just need to bail. So I bailed. But the timing of the yellow, because I was technically off track, inverted commas, at that point, trying to sort myself out. The yellow put me further back than I would have been if the order was frozen.
Right.
So I ended up like 8th or 9th or something.
Yeah.
So, oh well. That was my own doing, to be fair. And then, yeah, later on after the pit stops, my other disaster was a Clio-esque disaster. Was I'd never managed to do it before up until this point, but I managed to just snatch a break going into turn 1 of all places.
Turn 1? Oh, no, we saw this and you sailed out into the tyres, yeah.
I couldn't, again, it wasn't that egregious a lock-up, but I just couldn't rescue it, and it just went straight in the wall, had to tow. So, But then that enabled a really good battle, again, with Tony, who could now draw the back of my car based on the imprint in his eyelids.
Yeah. When he looks away, it's still there.
Yeah, it's like you've just looked at like someone with full beams on or something, and your eyes go funny for a bit. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it was an enjoyable experience, even if it was a bit frustrating in the second one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always good to have the V8s back on track, and you're a stalwart to the league, and always fantastic to watch your race, regardless of what you're driving. To be fair, Alt F4 was hilarious to watch. It didn't last long enough, in my opinion, but this certainly
the spirit
has.
of it lives on in the Clios.
Oh, it really does. Yeah, as long as I'm not racing, everybody's safe. Anybody you would like to shout out to before we let you go and remember the first race?
Yeah. Shout out to both my teammates. They both did very well. Wood is making a lot of progress in the car, and I'm really glad he had a long battle with Bram in the second race. Because he's often ended up sort of on his own fighting the car. He's actually had someone to fight with this time, so that's really good. Good sign of progress. And then all the other newbies really, they all accosted themselves well, and hopefully we'll keep this sort of level of retention up through the season. It's enjoyable for everyone, and of course you guys for putting it on, and Simability and all of that jazz.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll see you at the Circuit de Catalunya historic layout on the 29th of July. Jamie Wilson, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, so Jamie mentioned him there, and I have definitely got to have a chat with Mr. Andrew, 8th place, Wood. Welcome to the booth.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
So, let's not talk about race 1. Let's talk about race 2. Absolutely fantastic. Battles, pressure. Jamie said it there. You pretty much spent a season last season battling nobody in particular apart from the car and the track, but totally different in race 2 tonight.
Yeah. Well, I find myself pretty lucky that I had a rough start in both races. The car launched pretty nicely in race 1, but the second race I thought I had a decent launch, but I got completely swarmed by some of those guys at the back of the grid that were unfortunately back there from their race 1 dilemma. So I got completely swarmed at turn 1, and I basically just slammed on the brakes because I was not interested. And then Jamie called out there was a wreck there, so I was already stopped just by luck, watching cars flip in the distance. So kind of just managed to inch my way through there, and next thing I know, I'm up in P I think 9 it was on the restart. So yeah, definitely not really what I expected from having a poor start and getting swarmed at turn 1 there.
But then, you know, you say P9, but I think the impressive thing for me was the normal Andrew Wood, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, from P9 would have gone to 10 to 12 to 14 to 15, but you didn't. You held your own. We watched the battle when Bram was putting you under all sorts of pressure, and you didn't crack, and ended up driving away from him. So, you know, what is that? Is that you're starting to get used to the car? Are you doing something different? Are you putting extra practice in? Are you ignoring all the advice that Jamie Wilson has given you and it's paying benefits? What are you doing different?
Some from column A through H, I guess. Yeah, I think last time I chatted with you, actually that was the last race I did. I couldn't make the last couple of rounds last season, and hoping that'll change for this season. But I had started to use the blipping and not using the auto blipping, which I've come to realize has given me a little bit more pace now that I've been used to it, because I can kind of control my gearing and such. If I miss a braking point, I can kind of like slow down my gearing and stuff like that, and get used to it. So I want to attribute some of my pace increase to actually driving the car as it should. But another factor is I love this track. For some reason, Belle Isle and I get along really well, no matter what car I drive. It's a really basic 90-degree corner kind of track until you get to the fountain area. So taking that from previous cars that I drive into this, I kind of not circled it on my calendar, but said, okay, I really think I can have a decent showing here, some decent pace, and it's good that it's the first race of the season, so perhaps I come out with a splash and show some of the guys that you know I'm kind of inching towards the mid pack a little bit. So yeah, I would say those are the two main things, and then just taking advice from my teammates. You know, if I had been doing this by myself, I definitely would be lost. So having two guys that have experience has definitely helped me. And as for the pressure side of it, I definitely felt the pressure for sure, and therefore I was definitely under driving the car a lot more than I probably should have. And frankly, I'm shocked that Bram never really made a move on me, because I really, in the heavy braking zones, was backing it way off because I didn't want to outbrake myself or jump a curb or something like that. And you know, it may not look like it on broadcast, but I was making a lot of mistakes in driving the car. But yeah, I'm sure it looked good for me, just trying to hold them off and trying to keep some sort of pace. And for that, I'm definitely proud.
Yeah, well, you know, from our perspective, it's always good to see a driver sticking with the car and then starting to show improvement. So long may that continue. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Just you guys for doing hours and hours of broadcasting and droning on with people that you probably get sick of hearing from every week. But yeah, thanks to you guys.
Only Clyde.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, I want to shout you guys out for taking time out of your days to you know, pretty long broadcast here to interview most of the field. So good job on that. And of course, shout out to all the league organizers and my teammates. Other than that, I don't really have any more support other than what I got in my network here. So thanks again for the broadcast.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on that 8th place, and hopefully we'll see you next time out, Andrew Wood.
Yep.
Okay, let's try Vincent. He's muted at the moment, but we'll drag him in, and sometimes he wakes up.
Yeah, he's unmuted now. Morning, Vincent. Good evening.
Morning.
Morning, Vincent. Good evening.
Yeah, I did them all. I got both sides of the planet.
Somebody straight away.
Well, I've covered off both sides of the planet immediately. It's brilliant, isn't it? So, Let's see. Where did you finish in race 1? Let's have a look. You did really well, didn't you? 4th place in race 1, 5th place in race 2. That is, it's stable. It's
consistent. Yeah.
Consistent. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Performance. Did you hope for better in the first race, because you were in the thick of it with Jamie Wilson and being chased down by Tony Kloosterman for quite a lot of that, weren't you?
No, I was pretty happy with race 1. I had that little incident with Johnny that I was kind of annoyed about and had to drive with the car being right hand down for like 15 minutes.
Ah, right.
I thought I could have had P3 in race 1, but I was just happy to settle for P4 and actually have a good race starting the season off strong. So I was pretty happy.
I don't know what you saw on yours, but if you watch the broadcast back, your car vanishes for us. I don't know whether it did for Johnny as well, for quite a long time before you and he made contact. I don't know whether that's a feature. I don't know whether you've spoken to him, but just have a quick watch, because I think there was a bit of dropout involved in it somewhere.
I went back and watched the replay. On my side of things, I didn't jump, but I did see that was a little bit of net code in the contact. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, nothing I can really do. So I was happy with that after that. So
no, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then race 2. Did I see you sneak very agilely through all the devastation at the start and avoid the vast majority of it? I think your back end got tagged or something like that.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling it was going to happen since it didn't happen in race 1. I just had a funny feeling that it had to happen. Race 2, I managed to get a good start out from behind Tony, which Tony then got a slower start like he did in the race 1. I managed to avoid him. Then I backed off going into turn 1, just thinking I'll play it safe. Yeah, then the carnage happened, and I have no idea what I did. I just moved the car to the right, away from everybody, and just drove straight through.
And was fuel an issue for you tonight?
My JRT for some reason did not. It was turned on, but for some reason it didn't want to work for me, so I was forced to use the iRacing auto fuel.
Yeah.
Just listening to the guys, they've got different ways of setting it up. I set it to like 0.6 extra in the tank, and it gave me 2 minutes less fuel, so I was kind of annoyed with that. I was trying to fuel save a little bit, but after I made that mistake and put it into the wall where Jamie had nowhere to go, I just decided to pit and fill the car back up and go back out again.
Right, okay.
Well, Simon, I should say, not Jamie.
In terms of the start of a season, that's actually really good going, isn't it? A 4th and a 5th. I'm sure you can build on that momentum at Barcelona, at the Circuit de Catalunya, where we're at on the 29th. It's certainly great having you back in. Are you in Scops again this year?
Yes, I did. Scops is at Belle this week, so hence why I'm faster this week, because I've done a lot of practice. Listening to the boys in the chat, they were discussing what conditions they were practicing in for this race, and I was just like, well, I've just been practicing for Scops. They're running 40-degree track temp with 100% usage, so I just set my car up to be good in that track temp, and it seemed to work well in this track temp, so which is good.
Well, a successful night's racing, and like I say, brilliant having you back again. Wheelie Bins, Mayhem Republic are well represented tonight. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just everyone over at Wheelie Bins that keeps us running. You guys for the broadcast. Simability for sponsoring the season once again. All the drivers in the league that have turned up for this season already, which is amazing to see. And good job on all the new guys getting through their race one, not being scared off by anything. So that's good. And you guys for the broadcast.
Awesome stuff. Well, we'll let you go and get some more sleep. Vincent Skillbeck.
Yeah, catch you guys next round.
Okay, well, we finally got through them all, Pete.
Oh, yeah,
and we move swiftly on to, you know what I'm going to say now?
Yeah.
The most coveted award in motor racing. The drivers that want to win this, it starts tonight. And I'm putting you on the spot and letting you go first.
All right. Well, Simon Trendle's got all the rewards he needs in terms of the points that he's just walked away with. Johnny Brandon's done extremely well, but I fear he's going to do a lot better in future rounds once he gets a bit of experience under his belt. So I think there's other people that need a shout out more than him. Adam Wright, one good race, one bad race, or one not quite as good race. Let's put it that way. I think my money might be going Vincent Skillbeck's way here. I'm looking further down, and Jack Wells did very well in both races. He got, was it an 8th and a 10th or something like that? Maybe Jack Wells. I don't know much about him. I think my money's going on Vincent tonight. I think he's done really well to both avoid incidents, do a good amount of practice, which has given him some race pace, kept it out of trouble. He's had a little wobble on the fuel, but it's not really hurting that much. I think my money's going on Vincent tonight. I think he's done a great job there.
Good show. He was one of my final two. And yeah, I can't disagree with anything that you said there, to be honest. Obviously, Simon Trendle, pick of the bunch, but he won, so he's not getting a vote. Johnny Brandon had a couple of good results. Bob Woodhouse had a good result, and Woodward had a good result. Two decent results from Vincent Skillbeck. I think Adam Wright was impressive. Should have won race one, and how he did what he did in race two, I've got no idea. Bob Woodhouse with a podium, but I'm giving my vote to Andrew Wood. Just for his race 2 performance. I said it to him in the interview. He was up there 9th, he was up there 8th, and I fully expected him to start tumbling down the order, and he didn't. And it wasn't because everybody else was throwing themselves off track. He had pressure, he dealt with it, he coped with it, and he moved forward from it. So yeah, Andrew Wood is getting my vote tonight.
Very good.
And I don't know what I've just done, but I pressed the wrong button and everybody disappeared.
Excellent.
And now I can't put. There he is. I got him. Let's get that vote in there before I forget. Okay, so it's been a long one, but it's been a good one. We've seen 2 fantastic races tonight. Polar opposite next time out with Barcelona and its runoff areas and all the rest of it. But it's been a pleasure. It's time now for us to close the broadcast. So big thanks to Pete for doing the cameras and joining me in the booth and making me look absolutely the brainiest person in the world. Big shout out to Simability for sponsoring the series. Big shout out to all of the drivers that put the show on. Obviously, we are nothing without you. Big shout out to everybody on the chat. We had quite a few people watching tonight, so hope you all enjoyed it. And finally, a big shout out to all the new drivers. I know everybody said it, but it's worth reiterating. Coming into a new league, driving a car like this round a track like this against drivers that you don't know, you can't underestimate what that can do to a driver's nerves and all the rest of it. And I think they've all coped admirably. As we said earlier, I think they will all learn something from tonight, and hopefully they will all be back next time out. They will also tell all their friends, if they've got any, how good this is, and we'll see some more new drivers, and then they will feel like veterans. So big shout out to them new guys, and thanks for joining the league, showing up and racing well. Over to you, Pete, and then we'll shut everything down.
Yeah, thanks for everybody that watched and drove. Obviously to Simability, and to Clyde for all his ego boosts that he's given me tonight. I know I enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time round for more V8ESC action in the not too distant future. Good evening.